Finger guns?
Check.
Check.
Kelly, can I
Check,
get
check,
a
check.
check 1 2?
Check.
Check,
One,
one,
two.
two.
Check.
Check,
One,
1,
two.
2.
The red dog
jumped
over the lazy brown. No, I don't know what it is.
Oh, interesting. You guys, I may be able to. I can't separate out your audio. That's all right.
Oh.
It's all in one spot
All
at
right.
least.
Oh, what happened last week? Because the video didn't upload.
Did.
It did, and then it was taken down and not put back
It
up
was
yet.
totally put
Oh.
back up the same day. It's just it might be in a different spot compared to where people usually
Oh.
think it is.
Captain Andy said he could not locate it. He didn't,
Yeah,
and
I
that's what I
couldn't
said. That you said that you were putting it back up.
Totally.
Totally.
I'll try to figure that out. If you want to get us going, we can get going.
All right, so I can just go ahead and start the script.
Yeah, why not?
All right, then. I'm going to do it. Hello and welcome to Slamfire Radio for episode 332 on November 28th, 2019. I could not have made that more awkward. It's not like we do this every week. Hello and welcome to Slamfire Radio episode 332 for November 28th, 2019. Yeah, I put the 4 in the wrong place. Hi, I'm Trevor.
The princess.
The prima donna.
Hi, I'm
Change the
Kelly.
schedule. Don't tell anyone.
Not the princess.
And
one.
I'm Adriel.
The princess.
He's not a princess either.
Definitely
No.
not a princess. He's a tender snowflake. That's
Yes.
why we call him Frosty. 'cause
Oh,
he's a
my text
snowflake.
is the right way. Oh. I'm not mirrored
Hey.
anymore, and we all got our own little box on this thing. Yeah.
Yeah. The listeners don't even care. They're like, get on with it. But what we're talking about is
Well, no, Renee actually says he likes new platforms. So thank you, Renee. This is all new to us. We're brand new.
viewer.
Yes. Yeah.
so
Hi,
the
Renee.
viewers are getting a
Well,
special treat.
right.
The listeners, not so much. We sound as awkward as ever. But to the viewers, we look
That's awful.
fancy pants. Yeah. So why don't we jump into what we did this week in guns, which of course is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier firearms retailer. And this week they continue to update the holiday sale page. You really should be checking it daily. Somebody added this here, Stoeger STR 9mm for $495.
I added that because you forget stuff all the time,
So-
so I thought I would just put it up there, just have you back a little bit.
And you are? Where am I? What's going on? Who let you into my house?
Those guys have a
So-
Stoeger pistol, 9mm.
Get off my lawn.
You can buy one if you really want to. $500.
Stoeger making a 9mm pistol for $500, and I gotta venture a guess say that it is probably plastic.
Yes, yeah. Polymer.
Maybe.
Polymer.
Paul,
Yes. High
I got-
quality.
I got corrected by someone on YouTube. They're like, that nylon 66, it's nylon, it's not plastic. It's like, dude, those nylon is a plastic.
literally the same thing.
They're both made out of oil. So, yes.
That's why the gun is called Nylon 66, because that's the name of the chemical that was used to make that
Correct.
plastic.
Mhm.
So,
Mm.
holy, they have the SFP9, which is an H&K pistol. It's their polymer pistol. It's their Glock. Awesome pistol. I had one. Super nice trigger. $800. It was well over $1,000 when I bought
Oh
mine.
yeah.
All kinds of AR uppers, AR parts. And I mean, I'm not talking the Rinko stuff. They got night armament going on in here. Very cool stuff. So yeah, full rifles, lab radars are on sale. I bought one.
Oh,
They're-
did you?
Oh yeah, we bought one for SummerSlam last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Got
thought you bought another one.
accessories. No, one is all the lab radar I need. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do the thing. I went out shooting this weekend. Other Trevor joined me. We went to the range. The range is not accessible by car. You need to park basically on the road, walk through the snow, climb over the fence, walk through more snow, realize there's no target stand in front of the building that you use, walk through 100 more meters of snow, drag a target stand through the snow off the shooting line, put it out in front of the camp, and oh my God. means I'm in shape. I got it done. And
Oh,
the heart-
really? I was going to say it means you're old because you're complaining about it.
Well, you know,
The cold hurts my
My-
knees, and you know.
Yeah.
I've complained my whole life. It's not really an age-specific thing of mine. It's more
That's
of a
true.
it's more of a trait. It's a
That's
Furlot
what you
trait.
do.
It's
It's your
what I do.
personality.
Yeah, my warm,
Yeah.
fuzzy, approachable, talk to me on the bus personality. That's me.
Does anybody ever do that?
Oh man, strangers talk to me all the time.
Really?
Really, like I sit
You
there
don't put
trying
up
to
that
look
aura?
right. I'm putting up the aura of get away from me. I'll stab you. But nope, nope. I get approached and spoken to all the time. And maybe it's like, huh, look at this guy thinking he's scaring people away. I'm
Well, I was
gonna
wondering what
show
the
him.
mental illness rate is up there.
No, I mean when I like leave town. People here know
Okay.
enough to not bother.
Oh, they don't know you. That's why.
No, there's no buses or subways here. So anyway, yeah, I got out to the range with the specific task of breaking in the modern sporter with the 7.62 by 40 barrel, and done learn some stuff. There was some really promising groups there. With the 110 grain Hornady AMAX bullet and the 110 grain Sierra Varmiter, I was getting some sub MOA groups, and it was windy and stuff. I didn't care. I just wanted to shoot the gun, break in the barrel. With 125 grains T, not the right bullet for this application because it has a cantilever, and if I load to the cantilever, it's too long for the magazine, so you got to push the cantilever downside the neck, and it's not the right bullet for this gun. That being said, I still got some MOA groups fired with those test rounds. And I've since learned that although the parent case for this caliber is 223, it fire forms larger than 223. So you shoot it, you make your 7.62 by 40 case out of a 223 case, trim 5 millimeters off the neck size it up in the 7.62 by 40 die, load it up, go shoot it, take it home, resize it in your 7.62 by 40 die set, and the internal volume of the case has increased because the outside dimension of the case has increased. When you resize it in the 7.62 die, it does not bring it down to the size it was when it was a 223. Interesting little phenomenon that I didn't know was a thing. I got kind of concerned about that. I wondered if they would chamber, so I made up some dummy rounds with the 110 grain Hornady VMAX bullet, sorry, and put 5 of them into a mag and manually cycled it, and everything worked great. So I'm like, oh, okay, time to do some more reading, and I found a spot on Wilson's website that says note hand loaders. Once you create these cases and fire form them, you will get up to 1 grain of powder capacity, or one grain of volume for your capacity.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the data is the data, and I'm assuming the data is published with the end product in mind. So it's not like the minimum or the maximum was 25.7, let's say. Now that I'm reloading with these fireformed cases, I'm not suddenly going to jump to 26.7. That would be a bad idea. I'll assume that the data is published with the fireformed case in mind. So good news, bad news. Like, good news is I discovered it's normal that the case is fireformed to the chamber and it's nothing to be concerned about. Bad news is that I need to fireform a whole crap ton of cases. Now, there are ways to fireform your cases without actually loading them with the correct powder charge and seating a bullet. You can fireform cases by just filling them up with a little bit of powder and plug in the case with cream of wheat, a wad, wax, whatever, and you're just trying to create pressure to make the case fireform to the chamber. So this is my new thing. This is what I'm learning about this week and next week, is how to fireform cases and what to use, how much powder.
Why don't you just load up a whole
people like
bunch
to
of them and
use.
just go shoot them, and then once those are all done, then reload for your fireform case. Because you're gonna do what are you gonna do? Like 500 rounds?
Yeah, I'd like to have like 500 rounds on the go at any time.
I would just shoot
Not
them
like
all. Just load them all up for not
Dude,
fireform.
that's expensive.
Like no, I'm not saying go burn that ammo off. I'm saying shoot it as is, and then when you run out, then reload for your fire-formed cases.
You're telling me to, gotcha, just load off the 223 cases,
Shoot them.
keep that brass, and
Yep. Yeah. So it's a lot of work.
it is.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know. But then the powder charge, the optimal powder charge in the Fireform case for a 110 grain bullet may not be what it is in the not Fireformed case that I converted from 223. So it's like I have to have 2 sets of data, and that's a lot of work too. So if I could just go to the range with 500 pieces of brass, fill with pistol powder and some plugs, then I take those 500 cases home, do some test loads, develop my loads, and then I'm done. It's a lot cheap. It's time consuming, yes, but it's a lot cheaper than buying a couple of hundred boxes of Hornady bullets or Sierra bullets or Barnes bullets. As there's still bullets that I want to try. Like I want to try the Nosler 125 grain. I want to try the Barnes 110 grain that's apparently made for this.
You're getting sub-MOA, right?
I like where you're going with this. Yeah, some of the test loads that I had, MOA, you're right. So what the heck more do you want?
You want
Rest my
perfection is
case.
what you want.
I know the way you're gonna go. You're gonna like deburr and uniform the flash holes and all that kind of stuff. You get in sub MOA with 223 brass right now. Just run it like that until you run out of until all your cases have been fire formed through shooting them.
Yep.
And then see if it even makes a difference. Maybe it won't.
You're right. No,
Maybe it will.
You're right. You're right.
So much work fire forming. If you had like a bolt gun and you're trying to do like teens, get those teens groups, then yeah, sure. But you're not. You just I don't know. What are you doing with this thing? Shooting coyotes? You can now, right?
Shooting
next year?
Yeah. Shooting
maybe a deer?
All
maybe
manner of game.
Yeah.
Deer and bears, the primary focus for this firearm. Yeah, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. And I'll even go so far as to say you're right.
What?
That's very rare.
I know.
I thought for sure we were gonna have a fight last week about the WK changes, but you switched on me.
I did. I was ready to come at you with both barrels, tell you how wrong you were, and then what's that, Kelly?
You soft.
Excuse me?
You've become soft in your old age, or in your ketoness.
I will slap the dye right out of your hair. That's what I'm going to do to you. And we'll see who's soft. Oh, you're damn right it is. I'm coming for you. Okay, so I continued on with other reloading projects. We had another snow day on Monday. We don't call them snow days anymore. We call them reloading days. And thanks to Frosty, or not Frosty, thanks to Casper for that. So what did I did a bunch of 9mm. I'm doing that whole brass thing and reloading 9mm. I got some reloading tools that came in from Brownells. I'm soon going to start prepping 223 and 22-250 cases. Maybe I'll fireform them. Maybe I won't, because those are my bolt guns. So I probably will. Playing a lot with my Hornady overall gauge. I got to tune in and watch the reloading podcast live the other night. That was fun. I miss those guys. It was good to kind of be. Yeah, it was good. I found out while watching that Mike's going to have me on to discuss this project, so that's pretty exciting.
Well, that's exciting. Are you still actually listed as one of the co-hosts?
I don't know. It's been a long time. I certainly wouldn't be.
I haven't listened in a while.
I certainly would understand if I was taken off of the rotation.
I want to do like an article or a separate video on 7.62x40. Like it's super. It's interesting. But another day.
It's really
not
interesting.
Not today.
Yeah. Not today is not that day. Then this is exciting. I bought back my 10 Foglio Limited Custom Extreme. Now this
you bought it back.
I bought it back. So
from
Rick Crane. Yeah, Rick Crane, the section coordinator for IPSC Newfoundland, bought this from me so I could buy Sean's Apiro. I always wanted a Apiro because I had a 2011 before. 2011's a standard division gun, shoots 40 caliber, and the Apiro had an island barrel. So where the front sight was, it was actually on the barrel, not the slide. So the slide would reciprocate, but the front sight wouldn't. The front sight would simply, it would just move upward under recoil, not up and back and forward and down. So, mistake, man. I thought I would switch back to a 2011. I had one before. I had a custom Eagle that also used to belong to Sean. Loved it. Switched from that to a Glock and went up 10% in my scores. So I thought I would really take the Apiro, especially since I was shooting 1911s in Classic Division, 2011, 1911. According to some people, they're the same thing, which they're not. But yeah, man, didn't like it. Didn't shoot it well. Had problems with the safeties, and talking to Rick at Muffin's SummerSlam after party, and he was saying, "I'm thinking I'm gonna go in production optics, so I might have to sell your gun." I'm like, "Mine." He worked out a deal with me where I was able to pay for it in installments, so I really appreciate that. And I got her back, and I'll say it before, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It is one of the most ergonomic pistols there is. I think everything about it, the size, the shape, where the controls are, for me, fits like a glove, and which is why
it's got some speed
I love my
holes
Phoenix
on the side
Red
too.
It does have speed holes in the side and the top. Look at
Makes
that.
it go
What for cycling fast? Yeah.
Well, the ones on the bottom help
this
it
is why
cycle
I've taken
faster. Helps the air get out of the slide
No,
as it's
that's
moving back and forth violently.
venting.
Yep.
It vents gas. It's like none of this is true, by the way. So that's why I've taken to the Redback so well and so quickly, because the Phoenix Redback has incredibly similar ergonomics to the Tanfoglio. The grip angles are the same. The throat of the grip and the beaver tail is the same. The safety location is the same. So, I have no intention of shooting standard. Maybe once in a while for fun, because the Redback is my bread and butter, and production optics is my new thing. But man, it's some good to have at home, and absolutely love it. So that takes me on to the next thing that I did this week, and that was upgrade some holsters. So when I sold this to Rick, he got the holster with it, and he told me I would get the holster back, but that the hardware that holds the tension for the holster would not be there because he needed it for some other gun. Okay, no problem, Rick. I've got hardware here. So I thought, and I do have hardware, but I didn't have the appropriate hardware. So I contacted Freedom Ventures, because Freedom Ventures sold me this holster, and I thought maybe they had a parts store with some screws and bits and whatnot in it. And they were like, "No, sorry, we don't." But Ricky, who works there, is like, "I got these cool knurled headed thumb screws for mine, and believe it or not, I got them at Home Hardware." So here's the package. And for the people that are watching, right? They're from Home Hardware. They come in a 5-piece. You can get them in brass or in quote unquote chrome. 8/32 by 5/8. I also got them by half, just because I wasn't exactly sure how long I would need. And they're knurled head screws. And what they allow you to do is adjust the tension on your holster without the need of a screwdriver. You just twist it with your hands. Yeah.
Your little thumbs.
Yeah. Remember Ginger Snaps was talking about how he got DQ'd? He saw me adjust my holster over and over and over and over and over. Well, that's what this does. This allows you to holy crap, I got to run with a loaded pistol in my holster. I better lock her down. You lock her down with those screws.
Yeah.
So I got enough to do my 1911 holster here, and that's also a Blade Tech holster on a Sierra Speed C-Bax hanger, which come from Freedom Ventures. They are the bomb. They're super adjustable. I have them on all my holsters. And then here's one for my Phoenix Redback, and I went with brass for that one.
Because class it up.
Yeah, exactly. So on to the next thing, and that is arrived. And luckily she doesn't know it arrived, otherwise I wouldn't actually have it. She would be like, "Put it under your Christmas tree. It's not Christmas yet. You can't have those. Put them under your Christmas tree."
We can play this back to her, right?
You can play it back to her till your heart's content, and then both of you can pick a cheek and kiss it. Because Christmas is for children, and I want my Christmas presents now because I'm a man.
Impatient man.
These are.
Yeah.
I am. It's ADD. It's not my fault. These are Henning aluminum base pads. So, dropping mags.
Yeah,
It-
they're heavy.
this is what the mags came with, just a regular flat black plastic base pad, not a whole lot of meat on there. Now compare it to this thing, it extends it makes the mag a little bit longer, makes it a little bit faster to get to and a little bit easier to control and a little bit faster to insert
Heavier
the gun. A little bit heavier, Kelly, you're right.
and
'cause
very much
Easier to
prettier.
run with a mag.
Very
well, too.
much cooler.
Yeah.
Yep. And blue. Blue is my favorite color. All my archery equipment was blue. I've got aluminum blue grips coming from Phoenix for the grip panels on my redback. So I'm going to be all snazzy matching and stuff. So,
Matchy?
I mean, I'm shooting a millennial division. I might as well, dress stuff up millennials. Yep.
Millennials.
And,
It's optics.
oh, right. Seniors.
Seniors. Yep.
No wonder I've been eating fish all week and thinking they taste good. I must be getting old. Goodness. What's next? Like Robitussin?
Yes.
Oh, that
Or no,
that,
Buckley's.
that crappy gum.
Buckley.
Thrills.
It tastes horrible, but it
Thrills
works.
gum.
It
Oh,
does.
those taste like soap.
Yes, they do.
You might as well blow a spruce tree.
Okay.
That stuff. Show notes. What else did I get up to? I did a ton of stuff. Oh, and then I attended an IPSC New Brunswick meeting, so that was cool. Some of the things that passed of note. So we went there, and we work on policy and stuff. So
You're gonna make a sandwich.
sure, make me one too while you're at it. The whole purpose of the whole function of the Board of IPSC New Brunswick is to promote the sport of IPSC and help it grow.
Right.
So you sit around the room. Two things. You also want to move towards becoming a professional organization and be on par with Hockey New Brunswick and Soccer New Brunswick and all that stuff. So a couple of things we did was we're now requiring that our instructors pass a criminal background check and specifically with a vulnerable sector check, which is anybody who volunteers for an organization. If you walk dogs for the SPCA, they want you to have this.
If
Obviously.
you actually are a Project Maple Seed instructor, as
Right.
well.
And I actually said that at the meeting, Kelly. I'm like, I had to do this for Project Maple Seed. I got it done. If you're, it makes us look more professional. It shows due diligence. It shows that we care about the people that are participating in our sport.
Right.
We have both seniors and children on the line.
Yeah. Do you find it amazing that Gallon passed one?
I do, actually. Now, remember, Gallon, and I don't know if I talked about this last week or not, but Gallon keeps giving me a hard time. He's saying that he sent us a copy of his STD blood work, and he wanted us to share with the listeners, proving that he was actually right. And I'm like, no, you didn't. Anyway, I found it. It's in there. He really did send that to us. Maybe we could post it. Take a screenshot of it.
He sent it to us, and we're going, we're not going to do that.
It's a very odd thing to put on a pro gun podcast.
I think Gallon uses his indirect fame that he acquires through the show as a means to get swiped left on or right on or whatever that is. I don't know. So,
you know who's his official photographer for Tinder?
Oh my goodness, who?
Hello.
Oh, Kelly.
He said his game stepped up since I started taking pictures of him at events. Seriously.
Well, he owes you a bottle of whiskey.
He owes me something.
Yeah. Easy what to wish for. So you might not want the offer of repayment that comes your way.
No, I don't. Not
Anyway,
from
so there's
Gallon.
that.
Anyways.
There's that. Also, when you have a sanctioned match in New Brunswick, IPSC New Brunswick sanctions it. That means we approve of
We
it.
endorse it.
We endorse it. We say that it will follow our rules, that it will be officiated by actual certified officials that have been trained, that the participants will have qualified for a black badge, right? So if something does happen, you have some credibility. If you have an outlaw match and there's an accident, you risk having your club shut down. So we charge a sanctioning fee. And the sanctioning fee helps to run the section. It helps pay for courses, et cetera, and so on. It also helps cover the cost of our provincial championships because the section is responsible to host the provincials, but we don't run a club. We don't run a range. So we are at the mercy of our membership to come forward and say, we will do this on your behalf. Okay, well, great. The deal is then there's a financial arrangement that's determined between the section and the club. But regardless of that, the section always provides the awards and the targets. So this money, the money for these things has to come from somewhere, and one of the sources of income is sanctioning fees. However, when you're a small program and you don't have a lot of resources and you don't have a lot of props, every penny you make helps pay for that stuff. The way the sanctioning fees are collected by the club at the time of registration, but really it's the competitor who is paying it. It's just funneled from the competitor to the association by the club. Non-IPSC members of the club don't realize that written was really them just holding competitors' money, and now they're funneling it over to IPSC New Brunswick. Once it's in the club's account, as far as the club's concerned, it's their money. When in reality, it's a sanctioning fee that was collected on behalf of IPSC New Brunswick by the club from the competitor, and now it's being sent to IPSC New Brunswick. So a proposal was put forth to limit the maximum amount, or to incorporate a maximum amount that can be paid. So now clubs will only ever pay up to a maximum of $500. So if your club is if you're having a bunch of matches, you might as well just write the check for $500 right now, send it on in, and then that's it. You're good. You're paid. After that, doesn't matter how many matches you put on, what you charge for a registration fee, you're covered. So, because right now some clubs are paying double, maybe even triple that in sanctioning fees. And then it was also a motion was passed to make it mandatory that practice score be used. And
it's not mandatory.
It's not mandatory.
Huh.
Some people still aren't using it. So the reason it should be mandatory is so that people can always register through the website. Walk-ons are at the discretion of the match director. Payment is at the discretion of the match director, but there should be a record of the match on practice score, and that can be used for record keeping, who got DQ'd, because we got a bet. And then of course the scores be done on the tablet and then be uploaded, right? And this is important also for team selection. That was the other cool thing that happened is Mo last year wrote up a proposal to amend our team selection process or criteria or policy. And so these three individuals, I can't remember if it's two or three. It's Justin and Joe for sure. And there might be a third one on there. And if there is, I apologize. So they're already going to work and figuring teams for 2021. 2020, we're going to use the old system, but 2021 will be the new system. And it's looking pretty good. Like I'll have a spot on the production optics team because of the people that are there. It's doubtful that all of them will go to the nationals. So we'll go to the list, the combined list, and we'll go down and say, okay, you shot PCC, Trevor, but do you want to be on the production optics team? There's a spot. You want to be on the standard team? There's a spot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I installed some gas blocks on some rifles. They came in. You can't see it. So it's a Superlative Arms gas block. They're adjustable. I got one for my Modern Sporter because Ryan Stacy said so. That's good enough for me. Basically, we don't know how much gas this cartridge is going to create, and it may overgas the rifle. So that's why we went with the Superlative Arms adjustable gas block. What's cool about this adjustable gas block is, one, it's super easy to adjust, and two, it doesn't choke off the amount of gas going into the rifle. In fact, what it does is bleeds off excess gas out the front. So I put one on the Modern Sporter and one on the SLR. The reason why I put one on the SLR is because the SLR has a lightweight bolt carrier group. And so if your rifle with a full auto bolt carrier group or even a semi-auto bolt carrier group runs well and is reliable, that's because there's a lot of gas slamming it back. So you got the same amount of gas, but you've reduced the weight of your bolt carrier group. Now you're slamming that bolt carrier group to the back of the rifle much harder than the full auto one did. So what do? You throw in a heavy buffer. Okay, well, what was the point of going to a lighter weight bolt carrier group only to put the weight back into the gun with a heavy buffer? So you want the lightweight bolt carrier group, you want the lightweight buffer, but now your gun's overgassed and you're getting excess recoil. So put a adjustable buffer or adjustable gas tube on there adjustable gas block, and basically adjust it so that just enough gas cycles the action where it locks open on an empty mag. That's all you need. You just need it to lock open on an empty mag, and if you want to add one more click after that, you can, but that's all the rifle needs to function reliably. And the adjustable gas block allows you the ability to tune that gas so that you only get what you need. And that's it. That's all I did this week. What about you, Adriel? Did you kill a deer, and are you sending me back straps?
No. I'm not going to mail anyone
You suck?
back straps. And I suck also. Yes. No, I got skunked. I got skunked on deer. I went out again on the weekend.
Really?
Yep. Yeah. And
Well, I didn't see you post any pictures, so.
man,
It could be worse.
Mhm.
Adriel, it could be worse. Did
What?
Gallant show you guys the picture of the deer that he shot?
Was it like a little baby deer?
No.
When the DNR officer asked him where he shot it, he answered, and I quote, directly off its mother's tit. He shot a fawn.
Okay.
Oh,
There-
no.
those are good eating. Yeah.
It's being held up by the hindquarters, by the bucket of a tractor. Only the tractor is a lawn tractor.
Yeah, those are good eating. Yeah.
Look, if he gets 75 pounds of meat off of this thing,
Oh,
I will
yeah.
be
No,
amazed.
no, you won't get that much
Really?
off a yearling.
No.
No, but yeah, I went to a couple of. I saw a ton of mule deer, which I don't have a draw for. I just saw mule, and I wanted a whitetail, so I went to one spot. All I could find were mule, and I think they've actually crowded out the whitetail out of that spot. And the other spots I went, they're just ghost towns. There's nothing there.
Question, bud.
Mhm.
Can you purchase the whitetail license, but need to be drawn for
That's
muley?
correct. Yeah.
Is that a population thing? There's less muleys. Is
There
that what's
are
up?
less muleys, but for whatever reason, the reason is
sure.
habitat. The place I hunt is great for mule deer, and if I can get a draw for a mule deer, I can go shoot one. I walked up to some. There was some that I saw at like 300 yards away, and I'm like, I gotta go that way anyways. I just kept walking, and they just stood there and waited.
I hear they're pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Like you can bow hunt them in a field.
Well, like when I watched Meat Eater, and they were talking about like these cagey mule deer and how hard they are to hunt. I'm like, nah, these are the dumbest deer I've ever come across. Compared to the whitetail, they see you at like 300 and they're gone. But the mule deer don't seem to care. Even when I walked up on them, I went to this one spot, and there was just over a hill, maybe 50 yards away. I see these two heads pop up across the horizon and look at me. I could get you.
They're doing
Yeah,
this.
yeah. How's it going?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna hurt us.
Yeah.
They're doing this, Kelly.
Yeah. Anyway, so I got skunked on deer, but I had a lot of fun. A lot of good hunting, a couple coyotes, and all that. So that was all good. I think next year the thing I need to do a little bit more is scout. I had assumed that they would be basically the same as they've been the last couple of years, and they changed what they were doing. A farmer moved some cows into one of the fields that's right next to one of the spots, and I think that moved some of them out because they just weren't there anymore. Yeah, so I think the next year I'm
Yeah.
gonna scout more. I'm gonna put in some more cameras. I was very busy in the lead up to hunting season. I didn't have time to do what I typically do, which is put out like 7 game cams and check them out. So whatever. The other thing I wanted to talk about, I put up a video review on the GSG 1911, and I said how I had disabled the grip safety. Actually, Trevor, I think I disabled it, and then you disabled it extra disabled on that grip safety, and people are mad about it. They're like, "What? You disabled a safety feature on your on that 1911?
God.
That thing's made. You cannot shoot competition with that thing anymore." It's like, none of these people know what they're talking about. Yeah,
None.
I can.
Not a clue.
Yeah, because Classic
It's
Division,
not a production pistol.
you can disable the safety, the grip safety for Classic, can't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean maybe for like IDPA or like another fishing vest related
That's right.
sport.
IDPA, IDPA, you would not be allowed to mess with the grip
Correct.
safety
3-gun. That doesn't matter.
because that'll get you killed in the streets.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to carry a 22 1911 pistol in the streets. Yeah.
No, just the act of breaking the grip safety would get you killed in the streets. You just don't do it.
Breaking the grip safety.
Living dangerously.
What are you talking about? If I carried a 1911, I
that's-
would not want one with a grip safety on it.
Right, but we wouldn't carry 1911s
No.
because
They're terrible. They're a terrible choice. Anyways, I found it funny that lots of people were real mad, and lots of people were telling me I was wrong and I couldn't compete with it, and whatever else. Not that I'm going to compete with it.
Adriel, you're wrong.
I know. I am
So
told
it's-
very frequently. Yeah.
Apparently not tonight though, because
not
Trevor said
tonight,
you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a new mic.
I use
Look,
the
I don't have this thing in front of me, like taking up space and having to like.
Yeah, but that's all professional.
Yeah, but I had to like keep a certain distance away from it. I listened to a couple of shows and like, oh my god, the volume changes so much.
Up and down.
Yeah, so I got one
yeah.
like sticks on my headset and works, and it's got a mic mute thing that works and whatever. So hopefully my audio is a little bit more
Does
level.
it have a tune out of Trevor?
Does it tune out Trevor?
Button?
No.
No.
It doesn't
Oh.
have that.
I wish I had that.
And then for our video viewers, we're
Viewer?
doing something a little bit different. We've got kind of like these 4 different cells, Skype.
Skype.
Yeah. The panel, more of a panel look to it.
I like that you put our names and our monikers on it as well.
Mm.
It's awesome.
Yeah, your background is
like-
too light, so I had to change your text color. But
Yeah.
that's neat. What else? Let's talk about something gun related. So my buddies had this Remington 581, which is a 22
581
Yeah.
Magnum.
no 22 LR.
Really?
Yeah. He's had it for a while. The clip there's a
Look here.
magazine guide on it that's broken, and so I wanted to fix
Oh.
that. I'll show you this. So it's a bolt action 22. Try to take the bolt out, pull the
Oh.
trigger. Oh, it doesn't.
You can't.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Oh, Kelly knows these. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to push the safety forward, and then the bolt comes out.
Mm-hmm. And then the bolt comes out.
Now
Yeah.
take a look at this bolt. Look at that. Look how many lugs are on there. It's got 6.
Yeah.
So
That's really
Remington had
Demands
their
all of that.
788, I think is what it is, in the 80s, 70s, 60s, somewhere in there. They ran these rear-lugged 308s, and they're like, oh, why don't we do these for our 22s too? So that's what they did. They made these crazy multi-lug 22 rifles, yeah. So I thought I'd show that
It
because
reminds me of my old 525.
Hmm.
In some ways, Remington 525. Grew up with that gun, loved it. I'd love to get another one someday.
well,
Sold it before I knew I should have kept it. Dumb.
yeah. Anyways, that's got kind of neat bolt lugs on it. With this being Black Friday coming up, I might also purchase a different 22 tonight. I'll show you that, guys.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So what?
A Mossberg
You said you might.
Plinkster. Might as
Why?
in. I buy guns that I don't necessarily want to buy, but that I don't have enough reviews out there, right?
Right. fair
Yes,
enough.
I have. A bunch
And on a Black Friday sale, it'd be a good price, and then you turn around and sell it for even more.
yeah, yeah. Because there's not that many
Here's my-
reviews out on the Mossberg Plinkster. So I thought I would pick one up. Kelly, what am I going to find? You probably have the most experience with Mossberg Plinksters.
No,
No?
actually, no.
No,
Nope.
on the line
I don't
at
know.
Maple Seed? No?
No, I haven't really seen all that many.
Okay, good. Well, Mossberg makes a nice shotgun, so
Yeah.
I'll just leave it there.
Anyways.
No continuation, no and. I might hit the Edmonton Gun Show this weekend. It's going to be Saturday, Sunday, but I've got something going on Saturday, so Sunday maybe. 3-gun meeting tonight, so go and talk about what we're going to do in the snow and cold for our match in December. I think I'm going to wear that red jumper snowsuit thing. Like I mentioned that before.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
And I'm probably going to run like a polymer pistol, like either my Glock or maybe that Gersan MC28, just because why not? And my white AR, because it's silly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
we've got someone here recommending the Plinkster. Brett is saying the Plinkster is total garbage. I look forward to it.
Well, yeah. I haven't really seen all that many. I think I've seen maybe one or two. Not all that many.
I had a Mossberg Blaze, and it was not worth the money.
Take a video of poo, same thing. Oh, right.
Right?
Hopefully, because there's nothing people love more on YouTube than googling their rifle and finding me crapping on it.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
I haven't got time.
Yeah.
Might as well be
Don't do it. Don't buy it.
Oh, I'm gonna buy it for sure. I'm gonna buy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're saying don't do it. Don't buy it.
Oh
That's
yeah,
your review.
that'll be my review.
It's poo.
Yeah. I'll use more detail in that. I'll still get people calling me an idiot, which is fun. So, yeah. Anyways.
Comments are always so much fun.
Yeah.
It just fuels you.
I love the salt. Like when I see people whining and calling me an idiot, this guy doesn't know anything about marksmanship because blah 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 blah. It's like, feed me.
And then they direct you to their professional channel where they've done hundreds of reviews, right? No, that's right. They don't.
Usually it's just poorly spelled comments on my YouTube channel, but that's okay.
Ebonics. Okay.
Just because they've got a trailer, it doesn't mean they don't have the internet.
Anyways,
That's
I'm
true.
wrong too some of the time. Sometimes the comments on it are like, yeah, that's valid, but
I didn't like your Nylon 66 review. It was very weak.
Jeez. Okay.
Didn't it convince you to buy one? I think it was
Or
like
two?
exactly what you
Aren't
needed.
you looking for like the neon green as well?
Okay. No. Seneca green. I'm not convinced on that. That there's a bunch of different greens. There's Mohawk brown, Seneca green, and Apache black. There's not this nuclear one. Just may be like a different shade of the Seneca green.
I don't know. I'm not a 22.
Anyway, yes, Kelly.
On colors.
What?
I got drunk last Friday and bought a Mohawk brown on the internet.
Put down the whiskey.
It was Blue Lobster.
Oh, good Lord. You're supposed to actually text me before you do any of that stuff. You know that, right?
You're only going to talk me out of stuff.
I know. That's the way it works.
Check and balance here.
No, I get drunk and you talk me into stuff. That's the way it works. So it's $2.75 and it was in Nova Scotia.
So, shipping? Or are you gonna go pick it up?
I'll have one of the guys pick it up.
Oh, okay.
Cool. That's it for me. What about you, Kelly?
I went to SFRC and did their pre-Black Friday sales last weekend, so I picked up some PMags. I was looking for some stuff for my AR, because I actually do want to change some things. So Trevor prompted me to say, "Oh yeah, I need to do that stuff." So I went over and I was going to pick up some of the Magpul stuff for it, but they didn't have exactly what I needed. So I picked up some PMags, and then I picked up 1,000 rounds of the MaxTac 9mm. It was the 115 TMJ.
I had some.
They had, but it's what?
I had some of that.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bought some that time for the course we were teaching.
And it's good enough to actually take people out and take them blinking. Like,
hell yeah, your Glock will eat it up.
Yeah, it was $170, like for 1,000 rounds. Like people can just
it's so cheap.
That was a nice face, Trevor.
$170.
Like I said, I'll spend $170, and if
you should have spent $350 and just got 2,000.
4 or 5 people to the range, and it only works half the time.
No, those are my bullets. These are for you.
Yeah.
No, that's true, because all my good ammo has been disappearing. So, well, not good ammo. I want them to have fun and be able to hit their targets and everything, but it's like it's getting expensive, man. So $170, yeah. It was just like, and the Glock, it'll feed the Glock. So I'm not so sure about the Shadow though. The other thing that I got in the mail, I'm so happy about this. I got coffee. So I got a pound of coffee. I did the coffee, and I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, that's cool. Sure. Coat of Arms.
The coat of arms, the new Freedom hoodie sweatshirt, and the coffee.
What's the deal with the coffee? Is it their own, or are they?
Yeah, so it's getting. It's the coffee company. All it says is coffee company. It's growing our farms community with every sip. It's the coat of arms edition.
Sip or sip? I'm pretty sure it's pronounced sip.
Sip. I said sip.
No, you said sip.
Anyways, it says brighten up your day. It's Dakota Arms coffee, and it's a pound of it. So I've been
How much?
smelling it. I don't know how much it is just for the coffee. I bought the combo. I got the hoodie. Him and I,
Came with the hoodie. Awesome. Does your hoodie smell like coffee?
it was packed with it, so it was shipped.
Amazing.
So I thought I actually ordered the T-shirt too, but I didn't. So I'm gonna have to go and order that. Do you know that the coat of arms? So the CCFR announced that Doug and all of a sudden Corey from Coat of Arms are coming up with a new TV show.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the trailer
I
for it?
shared the trailer on my
It
Facebook. I
looks
was super excited.
freaking amazing.
It's kind of like
It's so much fun.
Doug and
They
Corey do all the firearms training courses. That's what it looked like.
I want in.
So they were doing active killer defense. They were doing everything. And I'm going, did that. All the training
Yeah.
that we've been through too, right? And but it really looks like a lot of fun. And it's called what is it called again? Midlife Mayhem. That's what it is. And they bring humor to it. But
That's what it's called? Midlife Mayhem? Oh, I love it.
So I posted it to my Facebook group and I tagged them in it and I tagged Doug in it. I'm going, what the hell are you doing wearing white? He's wearing the whiteout hoodie in all of this, right? And I'm going, it's never going to come clean. But I think it's hilarious. You guys should see it. I don't know. Do I have to subscribe to something? I don't know. I might have to because I need to watch this show. It looks hilarious. It looks fun. Anyways, we should probably have them on too when it actually goes live.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll contact them. The other thing I need to do is I actually need to contact them and say I need a coat of arms hat too. So I need to get one of those from Corey. I had a really rough week last week. So what I did was I decided that, not decided, Mario Calcagney, who's one of the directors and co-instructors, founders, the OG group for Project Maple Seed, he plays in a band. And the band was having Mario's last gig with that band was on Friday night in Ottawa. So I said, I'm going to go. And we decided to make it a CCFR gunny night with the field officers. So we went out there, we listened to Mario jam out with the band that he plays with. And we had a really, really good time. So it was a fantastic time in Ottawa. What else? Oh, I had a friend contact me. The same friend that, well, he's somebody who's pretty supportive of firearms, but he's still on the fence. But what he did was he said that he's been given some guns from his father. It's estate stuff. And he doesn't have a PAL, so he asked me to come out and get the rifles. They're non-restricted.
What's for sale?
I'll ask. He
Really?
just said, yeah. He just
Oh,
said,
I thought you said lots. You'll ask. Yeah. Give
no,
me a
I'll
list.
ask. Okay,
Me
so
too,
he
me too,
asked
come
me
on.
to come out and get them. What?
We all need a list. That's how this works.
Okay.
Someone has an estate
Yeah, I know.
sale. You scoop the stuff you want. You send the remainder of the list to Trevor and I. Me
Yes.
first.
Okay, first.
Or late at night.
am The
Yeah, because that was for the comment that you made earlier, Trevor. It's going to Adriel first. So
in
I'm gonna
response to your insolence.
I'm gonna go pick up the stuff because he doesn't have a PAL. But because he doesn't have a PAL, he said I'm gonna go and get one because some of the stuff I do want to keep. So
Cool. I want to comment on this, if I may, before you move on. For the listeners who may or may not know this, if you are the executor of an estate, you do not require a PAL.
right,
You
but he
can keep-
wants one.
Right. So, but just to let the other people know out there that, that's a thing.
Yep. And also, we've been advertising the calendar heavily. And just to let you know, we released a sneak peek of the cover as well. And it was
Saw it.
awesome.
I saw it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I recognize the person, the gun, and the truck.
Yeah.
Can you buy
All
it yet?
those are, except for the truck, they're all really
Can you
sick.
buy it? No, we're going to be releasing the link very, very soon. Yeah. But you guys are getting them for Christmas presents.
I
Hello.
thought you said we had to buy them ourselves this time.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
Well, which is it, Kelly?
Yeah, you guys are getting it for Christmas presents.
Hey!
you
Yeah. But you know what? Buy another one because One, you're going to be supporting the cause. You're going to get more Ladies' Day events happening, and you also are going to be able to win more prizes because you're going to have more tickets because each one has a number on it, and you can enter the draw, and then you register, and then you get all kinds of stuff. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's it. So the calendar's going to come out soon, but we've released all the ladies that are in the calendar, and we also released the cover page. And I gave a shout out to all the photographers. Just want to say that Richard Bone and Baz Kanda, fantastic. We also had Jamie Cameron again this year, as well as a new photographer out in Campbellton as well. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Michael something. Artistic photography is what he is, but
Michael, I know him. He's married to my former principal, Michael Levesque.
Sure. Okay.
Super artistic guy.
Yep. Okay. That's me. That's it.
Awesome. Upcoming events. The 10th Annual Podcast Network Charity Shoot will take place at the Rescue Gun Club Saturday, July 4th. Registration and payment through PractiScore. The link is not set up yet. Don't worry, you'll be the first to know. We will post it all over the social media. Cost is $25. We're going to do a mini USPSA style steel challenge match, 4 stages. You can use a 22 pistol, 22 rifle, a regular caliber handgun, or a 22 caliber handgun. If you don't have a black badge, that's fine. You will not be drawing from a holster. We will accommodate you so that you can participate.
Can I draw from a holster?
Can I
draw from a holster?
Yes, you can draw from a holster. You have a black badge. And you can use a PCC, which is the pistol caliber carbine. There will be a half a round of trap for those who like trap. About a half a round will help speed things up. I'm trying to learn from last time. Things went too slow, in my opinion. And to keep people occupied while they are waiting for the trap to finish or are waiting for the steel challenge to finish, we will have a base set up with all steel targets that are reactive, but you can reset from the line. No one ever has to go down range, so there's never a stop in the action. It'll be manned with range officers. You go on in there and shoot your handgun or your 22 rifle at steel targets and knock them over. Then a little extra fundraiser, we're going to have a call-out challenge. We'll set up the dueling tree, and you pay $5 and call out the person you would like to challenge, and the money goes to charity. And hopefully you win, and you get to embarrass and ridicule that person both live and on social media. And who doesn't like some online bullying? All right. If you have any upcoming events you'd like to tell us about, email the show at slamfireradio@gmail.com. News: Tracy got banned.
Yeah, she's back though.
Yeah, she's back. Not a lot of details. I've spoken to her. She hasn't really explained to me why she doesn't really. Oh, she did. What's she saying, Kelly?
Never mind. Sorry.
All right. Never mind then, Kelly.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, for some reason, Tracy Wilson's account got banned. We know
the reason is because, well, we're speculating here. One of the reasons is because it got banned soon after.
Tracy Wilson?
Yes, but soon after she posted the meeting at the Toronto where they voted against. Sorry.
What did she
for?
Do,
21-2. She actually just posted on social media that that the Toronto municipality or councillors voted to ban handguns, and that's not really the answer to the problem. And then she got basically booted off Facebook.
Yeah, so somebody reported her account and they looked at it and,
they deleted it though. They didn't just ban her or put her on a timeout. They deleted the account.
They deleted it. So she had to prove that she was who she was.
Wow, man. Savage.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one, Adriel, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, it's a little video clip that's making its rounds. I think I found this one on I didn't find it on Twitter, but it is on Twitter. And it's a little video of someone in the crowd asking the Toronto City Council, so what do you have to do to buy a gun in Toronto? And silence. And then someone's like,
nobody knew.
I'll have to defer to this person. And then silence. Nobody knew. Nobody has any idea what it takes.
But they still voted 21-2 too that they should actually ban them because they didn't know, and they also don't know how many guns were illegal guns were used in commission of a criminal act. They don't know.
Don't care.
Yeah.
They don't want to do something effective. They want to do something. It's the appearance of doing something that matters in politics, not whether or not it's effective, not whether or not it works. As long as you're seen to be doing something so that you can get votes, that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a very funny
Leftists.
clip. If you want to find it, I'll chuck it into the show notes. It's
Please
funny
do.
or make me want to hurl.
Well,
Both.
for you, probably make you want to. For me, like sitting comfortably in Alberta, it makes me laugh.
No.
Yeah,
Speaking of Alberta,
oh, yeah.
why don't we have in the news from Alberta today with the motion that was presented or tabled in the House
Passed.
in your
Passed.
passed.
Yeah, we don't
So go ahead,
monkey
talk to
around
that.
with
What happened
stuff.
today?
We just passed a motion saying that Alberta supports the lawful use of firearms for hunting and sport use. Don't forget that one, because the federal government seems to have forgotten
Right.
about that one.
If you're not actively trying to ban them, doesn't it? I mean, this is our side virtual signaling. This is our virtual
Mhm.
signaling.
Yeah, very much.
And it absolutely is.
It's it won't actually
Well,
do
what-
anything.
What is this?
No, it won't do a thing. They're already legal. And you're not trying to ban them. So just the fact that you're not trying to ban them means you support the legal use of
Right.
firearms. So
But what does it mean? Well, not last week, the week before when I was on, also New Brunswick, right? They sent out the Ministry of Natural Resources, right?
Well,
that's different. This is going to
changing
do
law.
something, Kelly. That is an
I
amendment.
know, but it's still
It's an amendment to the Wildlife Act to allow Sunday hunting all year instead of just during the last 3 Sundays of deer season.
hello positive.
Very positive.
Are you
And-
like?
I
Go ahead.
believe you will see. Well, it's not virtual signaling; it's actually something that's going to change. But I
Right.
mean, I'm not being critical of what Alberta's doing, but let's not kid ourselves. That's what it is. It's virtual signaling, just from our side for a change.
It's probably not a
And
bad
I'm happy
thing
to see it.
because like there's been
No,
there's
it
been
sends a
so many
message.
city councils saying like we pass a motion, we want to ban handguns. It's like, well, you can't.
So
Right.
on my way back from Ottawa this weekend, I was listening to the radio and I heard the Doctors for Gun Control message. Like and I got
Spin
angry.
doctors for gun control.
Right. Because I know that we wouldn't be able to actually put anything on to counter that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's discriminatory. It's not fair.
Right.
And if we tried and they said no, do we have grounds for action? And do we take that? That's a question that needs to be.
Sometimes trying
around.
and being told no is something that you can use for PR. Say we tried.
Right?
Yeah. It's like we didn't have it in the budget. We weren't going to do it anyways. But that they banned us. They stopped us from doing this.
Yep.
Bad people.
Mhm.
But it was kind of actually hashtag we're not bulletproof. Like I'm going, you're spreading actual lies, and people who have no knowledge are believing this bull.
Well, I'm not bulletproof, but
Like,
I'm
it
also
made
not
me
knife,
angry.
knife proof
Anyways.
or anything.
It should make you angry. It should make the everyday Canadian citizen angry when they discover that they're being lied to.
Yeah.
Even
And
if
they're
it
going
doesn't
to be
affect
charged
you,
a crap ton of money.
even if it doesn't affect you, and you realize that the powers that be are lying to you, then if you're halfway intelligent, you stop and ask yourself for a second, what else have they been lying to me about? Question everything and everyone over 30. That should be, I had my eyes open to it very early on. I was involved in a court case, and when I would be in court and hear one thing and then hear the media's portrayal of the events that night, and they were there too, and they were portraying things and saying things that weren't true, I was like, what the hell? And then it just like my eyes opened up in my very early 20s. Wow, I was there, they were there, and yet they reported things that weren't true. What else have they been lying to me about my entire life? Huh. Wow. There you
I
go.
would say something, but it's mean.
Never stopped you before. Behave. All right, moving on. New gun stuff. Adriel, take it away.
You bet. Cabela's. So there's a Black Friday coming up. If you're watching live, that means you should probably stay up until midnight and check out what some of the different sales are going to be. Cabela's has a couple. Their Black Pack 223 is probably going to be the cheapest 223 that's going to be on sale. with the federal rebate, it's going to come to 36 cents a round afterwards. That's pre-tax, so if you're in one of those crappy provinces that tax the heck out of their citizens, you'll be paying more. They've also Cabela's going to have the Chinese SKSs for $189, which is pretty good for an SKS.
Who's got SKSs for
I
$189?
need to buy one of those.
Chinese.
Cabela's.
Yeah, absolutely. You do.
Bucks.
Do
Hello.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Midnight, huh?
I would buy one, but I already got a couple of SKSs, and just buying another one
So?
because it's like $30 cheaper than usual seems like a bad idea for me.
No.
$200.
That's almost like $100 cheaper than usual once you put tax into it. I mean, they're $250 now. $300 for a Russian, $250 for a Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a dude on CGN right now selling a crate
Mhm.
of Russian, all matching numbers, yada yada yada, except for one. He claims that they've never been issued. I did the math on the crate, and he wants like $433 per rifle. Stop it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that either.
I
Anyways,
think I'm going to stay up all night and drink all this coffee.
cheap SKSs.
Jeebus. If you drink all that coffee, you'll have no choice but to stay up all night.
I know, right? Okay.
They've also got Savage 12 FVs. These are the heavy barrel Savages. They've got them for $419. I was looking at that. What do the Axis go for these days? $500?
Are they that
They're
much?
not cheap anymore.
I don't.
Because the Axis 2,
No, we've got a.
you might have the Axis 1. The Axis 2 with the AccuTrigger costs more.
Mhm.
Quite a
Oh
bit
yeah,
more.
it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've got some on sale at the shop.
How much are they? $350?
Ish.
Yeah.
Like.
This is a 12 FE. This is a heavy barrel 308 or 6.5 Creedmoor for $419.
Do it.
So like I didn't put PRS for our main topic later on, but like if you need to get into PRS for like poverty
Cheap.
pricing, $419 for a
Yeah.
6.54 Creed or 6.5 Creedmoor. Whew. That's really good.
This next one makes me cry
Mm.
because of a voicemail on my phone yesterday.
The Nanook cases are 50% off, up to 50% off at hardcases.ca.
So
Yeah.
Dan left a voicemail.
Mhm.
Dan Demers is their rep.
Yep.
Super nice guy.
He was in Kingston last night. I was
Was
kind
he?
of
Yeah.
sad. Yeah, I was kind of sad that he just stopped in Kingston for dinner though.
Yeah,
like,
he did.
hello,
he sent me
he
pictures
could-
from dinner.
Yeah, he could have invited me.
I know,
He's
right?
a keg, right?
Yep.
Anyways.
So he left me a voicemail back in July. I don't use my home telephone. I don't answer it. I don't call on it. It's there because it's part of a package, and it's nice to have a landline in case the Cylons attack and the cell towers go down. Maybe I'll still have a phone on my landline, right? And anyway, I decided to check the most recent voicemail that came in, and there were voicemails there going all the way back to July, so I listened to them all and deleted them all,
You're like me.
including the text messages that my sister sent my home phone.
Sweet.
No,
Are they in a robo voice?
I'll tell you
too?
guys.
Okay, you're talking.
I'll remind me when the show's over. I'll tell you what the content of the text
Okay.
message was.
So you got a
Message.
message from Dan in July. What was it?
Yeah, if I send you something like $10,000 worth of Nanook cases for SummerSlam, can we get like the full-on baller pimp treatment? And I never returned his phone call, so I missed out on that deal.
Oh no.
Yeah, I immediately Facebooked him.
You need to actually apologize big time.
I did, and said, "Here's my cell number. If ever you want to give away thousands of dollars worth of stuff again, please call my cell, not my house. I don't even know where you got my home number." So, anyway, Stacy, if you're listening and it's in the brochure, we're taking it out. Yeah, but Nano cases are awesome. I have several.
Fantastic. I have one
Yep. I got
that
one.
I just got that I love, and I'm gonna get another one. I know. I even need one with wheels, so I can blow my crap in it.
Both mine have wheels, and it's amazing.
Mm.
If you have 303,
Ooh,
FOC
I had more.
has SMB 303 for $439 for 400 rounds. So just slightly over $1 a round.
Wow, brass case, 180 grain. Oh man,
Kind of stanky. 180.
That's good. That's really good. $440 for 400 rounds, down from $500.
So if you can't be bothered to reload, just get a box
Or-
of 400.
Right. Or if you want to get into reloading and want to have 400 pieces of match head stamp brass, you're in.
Ooh, someone on the YouTube comments was mentioning that there's a Savage rebate right now, maybe 75 US. Oh, that makes that gun very much worth it to buy. I'll be buying one of those tonight.
Okay.
It's gonna be a 2-gun night.
2-gun night.
Let's see. Sale has some Marlin 795s on sale for $169.
Thanks, Brian.
They are
Don't care.
in store only, not online, and only some of the stores. So you gotta find which ones. But $170 for Marlin 795 is very good.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
And now, where's
Bring your mic up.
sale out of?
Okay. Quebec.
Okay, no, don't care. I'm not
Sale is
supporting Quebec
national.
retailers.
No, sale is the national.
Somewhere east of Manitoba. I don't know.
Okay, we
Alright.
have lots here in Ontario as well.
You do? Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's cheap. I haven't seen them this cheap since I got into guns when they were $149 at Cabela's, and then they jumped up to $169. Now, if I was going to buy a gun tonight at that price, it would be this one. That's a fantastic price.
Mhm.
It's the most accurate semi-automatic 22. It's as accurate as many bolt actions or better.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the 795 is the magazine and the fact that it sticks out.
Oh yeah, their ergonomics are crap.
Well, the bolt
the
releases, the
trigger
bolt
out of the-
release on it is way better than the 1022.
It's like it's basically a bad lever.
It's bad. Sweet.
Yeah, you
It's
can get
baller.
25 round mags for it. Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Tundra Supply also has some pretty good stuff. That's where I was going to get that if they have it. If they're not like stormed, those Mossberg Plinksters for $129 is what they've got them for. That's why I want to get one. I've got a coupon too because I won one at a 3-gun match, so it makes it.
Don't do it.
It makes it. You're telling me not to do it, but you know I'm going to do it.
I know. Do it.
There you
Do
go. Thank you.
it.
And then finally, Canada Ammo's working on making some cheap lead core 7.62x39. There's a lot of ranges that won't let you shoot anything with a bullet that will stick to a magnet because they're scared it's going to be steel core. Most of the time, it's like steel jacket. They use like a mild steel in the jacket, which doesn't do any damage to the targets really, and it's not really much of a difference compared to copper. But yeah, so they're going to make some lead core stuff, which won't stick to a bullet. To a magnet. The case will, though. The case is going to be steel case. So
yeah.
some ranges are overbearing with the rules, and if anything sticks, you can't use it. Some of them, they just go on the bullet.
What is in the
So if
law?
they could just go on the bullet, this one will be fine. Because the bullet won't
They
stick.
made a bunch of non-corrosive ammo a little while back. You remember that? And it was stupid cheap. It
Mhm.
was $400 1,000 or something. You could buy it like 10,000 at a time. Do you remember that? It was called Dominion.
Yeah, I
You
think
could
they
get
use
it
pull down
full metal.
components with it or something like that.
No, I thought it was newly manufactured stuff.
So I might be mistaking it, but I thought they do.
It was
most of the
steel
stuff from
case,
pull down.
not lacquered. I still have some downstairs. They made it both in full metal jacket and in jacketed hollow point. I got it right here.
Hmm.
This was it here.
Oh, that's pull down because that looks like straight up Russian or Czech steel case.
Bullet, you think?
Mhm.
Yeah. The case says LGW.
Does it have a number on it?
Nope.
Huh.
And it was sold by Canada Ammo under the name Dominion, which is one of their like brand
Yeah.
names. And
Wow,
yeah, lead
Yeah.
core.
cool. I mean, if you don't care about like a mild steel bullet, Tenda's got Barnaul for $350 per 1,000, and that's non-corrosive new manufacturer.
Hmm.
That's it for new gun stuff.
Yep.
All right, cool. So let's jump into our main topic. And this week, We're going to talk about the cheapest route possible to get into the shooting sports, whether it be IPSC, 3-gun, Maple Seed, or ORPS. We're going to tackle each of those one at a time and try and, convince the listeners that these things are accessible if you know how to navigate the system, let's say. So
and you don't
way,
buy and rebuy a couple of different times, or
Yep.
buy the wrong stuff that's not going to do the thing.
I disagree. We're talking about the cheapest way to get in, and that's often going to involve buying something like a Norinco or a Gersan. If you want to buy once, cry once, that's
we
not,
got three different
is.
opinions, so we can throw 3 different ways at all of these, right?
Okay. So when it comes to IPSC, so you need a gun, you need magazines, you need a belt, and you need ammunition. Starting with the ammunition, unless you can find a super duper sale like Kelly just did, the cheapest way is to
Kelly's stuff
scavenge
was
some.
115 grain, and that stuff won't make power factor. That Max Tech stuff
No.
won't make power factor.
Sometimes it does.
I've used
Sometimes
that
it
stuff and I
doesn't.
couldn't make power factor out of an F&S 5-inch.
Oh, geez. Okay. Well, and maybe not that brand, but sometimes you can find a blowout sale on ammunition. And if you're just getting in, you either need to do that, you need to look for the cheapest possible sale, or you need to make friends with somebody at your club that reloads. And then you need to find somebody like me that's going to feel sorry for you and give you 1,000 pieces of brass or 2,000 pieces of brass. And then you go out and you buy some powder and some primers, and you have that buddy. You bring him a 6-pack. You give it to him when he's done reloading your ammo, not before. And you have your ammo reloaded for you. Bump some brass off somebody, and then go buy the powder, go buy the primers, go buy the bullets. Heck, cast your own bullets. If you really want to do it on the cheap, find somebody again in your club who's into casting bullets and get them to teach you how to do it, and go and do it yourself. There's nothing cheaper than turning wheel weights into bullets.
Now, I
These
think
things
that,
can happen.
Running cast bullets and reloaded and that kind of thing, when on the absolute cheap, I think that's where you're going to run into some reliability issues and some issues with those bullets not being casted properly and having flashing on them, or sizing or something like that. I wonder if, like, for a new person, like if you had a brand new person,
It's easier just
IPSC,
to get manufactured.
would you just say, like, go buy a 200 pack of Blazer brass and just run that stuff, 124 grain?
I'm sorry. I thought it was the cheapest route possible.
It is. And you
Okay.
have your
To
own
get
interpretation,
into-
and I got my own interpretation, which makes it interesting.
No, it's science. It's science and it's math. Turning wheel weights into lead bullets is the cheapest thing you can do.
Correct.
Okay,
Now-
what was the other piece? Cheapest? Yes, but to get into.
Well, you need the bullets, and that's the cheapest way to get bullets.
But
is the
probably somebody's not going to
cheapest.
go and do all of that just to get into the sport. Maybe they don't like it. So,
Nope. And so it's not for everyone. If somebody in my area wanted to do it, they have access to people who have access to these things. So chances are this is not a viable solution for you. But if it is, if you've got somebody who is experienced and can either do it for you or show you, that's the cheapest.
Mhm.
Followed by just buying the components and making your own, followed by buying ammo on sale.
right.
Those are your cheapest things.
Yeah.
Now, holster, mag pouches, you've got a couple of different options. This, I will say, like what Adriel said a while ago, buy once, cry once. You can upgrade guns, but if you don't buy the right belt and holster and pouches, you're going to buy something that either doesn't work or doesn't last. Now, people upgrade their belt and stuff all the time. All of a sudden, they don't like Sierra Speed pouches, and they want to upgrade to Double Alpha pouches, or they want to upgrade to Ghost pouches, whatever. You can scour the internet for quality used stuff. So you could, instead of buying a brand new belt, brand new pouches, buy someone who has a belt that's no longer needed. Buy something from someone who's getting out of the sport. When I got in,
sometimes you find those guys on CGN that are selling the whole kit, the belt,
Yep,
the holster,
that's how I
the
got it.
mags, the mag pouches, the gun. You can get it all at
Multiple-
pretty good pricing, because all that stuff costs like it adds up, right?
Dude, listen to this. When I got in, what happened was someone left the sport, so one of the guys in the club bought him out in hopes that somebody new would come in, and they would be like, "Here, Trevor, here it is, all one shot.
Put this
I
on.
got it. You ready
Put
for
this
this?"
on.
Yeah. I got the range bag that I still use today. This is going back 2011. I got the range bag, a Sierra Speed belt with Sierra Speed pouches, and a Sierra Speed race holster.
Mm-hmm.
5 magazines and a Glock 34 that already had a trigger. Sorry, Glock 35 that already had a trigger job on it for $1,100.
Nice. Yep.
That's good.
Hard to beat that. So the other way you could go is there's a lot of airsoft IPSC gear out there. Some of it good, some of it not good. It's very important to ask questions before you buy something. You don't know how many times someone sends me a link to a product and says, "I just bought this. Is it good?" You did that out of order.
That's what
You're
they do with my
supposed to send
YouTube
me the
videos
link.
too. I think they buy it first and then they go Google it to see if it's any good.
Or like the guy the other night, you were doing a video about
That KDX
I forget what it
rifle.
was. KDX rifle, and somebody's like, "What's the best pump action shotgun in Canada?" Kind of unrelated to this particular video. Anyway, when it comes to the airsoft stuff, holsters, I've got one, still have it in the drawer. Modified it to work with a Glock. Mag pouches, good. Muffin's still running a set of airsoft mag pouches.
That's what I'm running. 2 sets. Two
The
different
belt.
sets.
There you go. So chances are the Sierra Speed airsoft pouches are made in the same company as the Sierra Speed regular IPSC
I think
pouches.
the
I can't tell the
plastic is different because you had yours
Feels
at
different.
my place and I compared them side by side with mine, and the plastic on yours felt quite a bit better.
Okay. And yet you still have yours going
they
without
still
any
ran just
problem.
fine.
Right? So
It's a finished thing.
So if you get the right ones, IPSC airsoft mag pouches may be great, but do not buy an IPSC airsoft belt.
Correct.
That's where you notice the difference in quality. When it comes to an IPSC belt or a 3-gun belt, you want the stiffest belt possible. Double Alpha is the best, Ghost, then Sierra Speed. That's the hierarchy I go. So try and either find one that's used but still in good condition, or buy a brand new one. Now, I just took a brand new belt to the shoemaker to have the Velcro replaced because the Velcro that was on there wasn't good right from the factory. It looks like some kind of knockoff belt, but it is super stiff, but the Velcro was garbage. So I actually tore the Velcro off removing some mag pouches one time. And he's replacing the Velcro for me. So these things can be rejuvenated.
Yeah.
So,
but they're like a belt's $50. Buy a good belt for $50. Don't buy the $20 one off eBay because.
Can you get a IPSC belt for $50?
What's that?
Where can you get a good IPSC belt for $50?
What do the
I'll
double
buy one
alpha
right
ones go for on MD Gardner?
now. He's selling his own brand. And they're on par with Double Alpha, but they're not Double Alpha. If you buy real Double Alpha, you're going to spend probably by the time you get it into
70.
Canada, $100.
100.
He
By the time you get
had
it-
no, he has double alpha pro belts for 75. Yeah.
MD Gardner.
Yeah.
75. So what's 75 plus tax and shipping? $100?
I don't know. It's
Yeah, it's not $50.
yeah. Well, I bought
Right.
mine a while ago.
So yeah, unfortunately, these things go up.
Mine,
Now, his premium belt here, that's the one that I had to replace the Velcro on. Or is it? No, that's the one I'm using on a different setup. It is a good belt. Yeah, the blue and black Double Alpha one below, that's the one that is very similar to the one that I had to get the Velcro replaced on. Yeah, so it's $75 plus tax and shipping. So it's $100 for a Double Alpha belt all day.
Yeah.
So Sierra Speed belt, way more affordable than that. So, and then gun, same thing. Buy a used gun and buy a gun with an excellent reputation that's going to last. You can pick up a used Shadow 1 for $650 if you look hard enough.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and you can't buy a brand new Glock for that. And you're better off buying a used Shadow 1 for $650 than you are buying a brand new M&P.
Well, what about this? What about if you've got the money, the Shadow 1, because that's good enough to you're not leaving anything on the table there for hitting up a match or anything like that. If you don't have the money, a used MP is going to be $450 these days, and that's going to be the kit with the holster and a mag pouch that holds 2 mags, which is not really that useful, but at least the holster and 3 mags, right? And then when you're done with that one, because you bought it used, you're going to take it out, shoot it. You're not going to modify it. You're just going to take it out and shoot it. And then once you want to upgrade, you're going to take it and sell it for exactly what you paid for it. Because pistols don't really depreciate. Once you buy used, the depreciation's not going to be there anyways, right? You're not going to wear it out.
Yeah. The only reason the Shadow 2 is down in price, or the Shadow 1 is down in price, because the Shadow 2 has been out for so long. So, you buy a Shadow, you could buy a Shadow 2, and you're not losing a lot on that when you resell it. And if you buy that, what you just said about the M&P also applies to the Shadow 1. If you buy a Shadow 1 today for $650, you take your black badge, you shoot a year of IPSC, and you decide next year you want to upgrade to Tanfo or, say, I don't know, Phoenix Redback, you can certainly do that, and you'll still get your $650 out of your Shadow 1.
Yeah, it's nice buying guns that their used price is their used price pretty much no matter what, and a Shadow 1, that's going to be the used price. As long as you don't dick around with it and modify it and that kind of thing, just leave it stock and just shoot it, it's going to be worth that when you sell it. You generally don't get any money out of accessories and that kind of thing, or mods.
No, you don't get your money back out of that stuff. So, like, let's say my Dan Wesson. I took all the factory parts off of it, put them in the box, and put a bunch of STI parts on. I would be giving those STI parts away. Like my Tanfoglio, for example. I sold a 9mm Tanfoglio for about $100 less than what the retail price of the stock gun was, but filled with STI parts. I could have removed the STI parts, put all the Tanfoglio parts on, and still got the same money for it. And just put those parts in a drawer for another build at another time. But I wanted the gun sold now. So somebody recognized that they were getting a gun and $500 worth of parts for free.
Yeah.
So,
you could probably get into. So what's your budget here? $800 to $1,000, and you're done. You're in.
Yeah. And and if you're in no hurry, you can buy everything used. If you're a picky shopper and wait and bide your time, right?
Put a couple lowball offers out there on CGN.
Yep.
Not lowball,
Classic.
but like lower than what they're asking.
Yeah. All they can do is, well, that's not true. They can just not reply. But another cheap route is if you want to shoot Classic Division, you get a Norinco 1911. They work. They're like the Norinco AR-15. They're rough, but they work.
They won't really drop the mags the best without that's one you'll have to mess around with.
Completely fixable.
Yeah, it's all fixable, but you have to put it into time, right?
Well, we've done nothing to Marcel's magazine release. It's the factory magazine release. I cross-threaded a new button on there to extend it for him, and just like, this is one thread pitch, this is another one. Loctite. I jammed it in there.
It's
what
redneck.
The hell? It's
redneck Loctite when you cross-thread it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. But it's never needed an ounce of tuning. We bought the Brownell 1911 single stack mags, which are basically Dawson's. You put them side by side, you cannot tell the difference except for the color. We didn't have to do a thing to it. So some of them just work.
Sweet.
And the ones who don't, find yourself a 1911 Pistol Smith and have them tune it up for you. And they're $300.
Yeah.
Don't get Andy to tighten your slide though. Don't do that. So
yeah.
So when it comes to 3-gun Adriel, I think a lot of the things that we said with regards to accessories and ammunition, same thing.
Yeah. I think for your rifle mag pouches, just get the Blade Tech Double, because you can fit 2 on there. There's a couple of airsoft rifle mag pouches out there, but typically the things that they fail at is good retention or adjustable retention. What you mentioned there was the knockoff IPSC pistol pouches. Those have retention on each pouch, and that's really nice to be able to adjust retention on each different pouch so that your magazines come out with the right amount of retention. 3-gun, it gets cut pretty critical because you're running across the field or into a car or whatever, and you need your stuff to stay on you. So again, having the adjustability on there is really nice. I would say for holster on 3-gun, that Safariland 579 is like the ticket, and the ticket twice over, because you can use it with your Glock or your M&P to start with, or a Shadow or whatever else, and keep changing guns and still stick with the same holster, which is actually going to hold true with your pistol pouches as long as you get adjustable ones, and your rifle pouches will just stick with AR mags, right? I would say start in limited. Get a red dot, slap it on top of a Smith & Wesson M&P 15, and away you go.
Yep. Or again, you can find yourself a used Norinco AR-15,
and those are reliable and just as good. Yep.
Yep.
I would say like right now the price difference isn't like it's about the same. So
shop around.
Yeah, take a look.
When the market is hot, then you're going to end up looking for a used Norinco, but when the market isn't hot.
Yeah.
Now, right now, how would you describe the market with all the, are people selling or buying?
I haven't seen any change in prices, which is I was looking for a change in prices to take advantage of it, either lower or higher, but it's all the same right now.
I'm glad people are just chilling out.
Yeah,
it's good. There's no need to panic in either direction.
Now,
but if you put your
on 3-gun, some people try to run a chest rig to save money to start with, and that's a mistake. That is a huge mistake. A chest, like a vest, it'll hold all your stuff, but it'll do a terrible job of holding all of it. Like your pistol mags and your pouches, they're all going to be a pain in the butt to get to. They're all going to be way slower than running them off your belt.
Sure, but if it's the cheapest way and it gets you in, you already have it.
You'll need to run a belt for your holster anyways. Don't run a thigh rig. Don't run a textile holster. So you need a belt anyways. So if you've got a belt, and you're going to get those eBay pistol pouches, mag pouches, and your eBay or your Blade Tech rifle pouch, you might as well run it. You might as well run a belt. By the time you get it, like a vest is going to be like 60, 75 bucks. It's going to hold all that stuff terribly, and you're not going to use it afterwards. It's literally going to sit, like I have one, and it sits in my closet and does absolutely nothing, and I never use it.
Right. But you did use it in a match, and it worked, but it was slow?
I used it in a service rifle CQB clinic.
Right. So I'll give you $25 for it, and I'll be able to shoot a match.
No, because you still need to hold your shot shells. Now what are you going to do about that? Put them in your pockets, I guess.
Put them in my pocket?
Yeah.
Pocket, pouch.
30 shotgun shells in your pockets. Oh, that's
ugly.
We
just want somebody to come out and shoot, Adriel.
TACOM. If you want like the cheapest shell carriers, just get TACOM shell carrier, or get the FMA airsoft ones. Those are okay enough to run, and they're cheap.
What's cheap?
I bought mine too long ago to even comment. I don't know what.
There was a time when you could find everybody dumping their APA 4x4.
Yep, there's
because
still people dumping
was
those.
Going to quad.
Yeah,
right. Because people are going to quad loads. So again, scour the internet for used equipment. When someone's upgrading, that's the time to scoop in and get a good deal.
Yeah.
Or when they die.
Yep, that's apparently I prey on widows, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm told that by the captain.
Yeah. What about Maple Seed, Kelly?
Okay, so my recommendation, you can look at either a bolt gun or a semi-automatic. I would actually, if you want to get in and do a nice introduction is actually always nice to be able to do well. So I would say get a semi as opposed to a bolt action, because people do get frustrated when they're trying to run a bolt and trying to put everything that we've just talked about all together. So start with
a price difference, right? You can
Right.
get cheap semis. There's one on sale right
yeah.
now, so
Right.
it's not
Okay.
a money thing.
I don't think
Nope.
you can get a
So-
cheaper. Like, is there a cheaper bolt action than that 179 Marlin 795?
Semi.
No.
That's
Semi 795. Yeah, the Marlin 795 is one of the recommendations I'd have. The only thing that I would say about that is the mag, it sticks
Mhm.
out, and people have a bit of an issue with that as well. So if that, like when you rest your hand on your rifle, it seems to cut in a little bit, and people get frustrated about that too. So
It can cause
we
reliability issues if you like torque on the
yeah, so
magazine.
if you're pushing on it, it means that sometimes you will get failures to feed, different things like that too. So the Remington 597 is another one. It's a little bit more flush, and again, it's pretty cheap. If you want to get a little bit more reliability and also flush mags, most of the stuff that we run is the 1022. Those are the ones that I recommend. So if somebody's always asking, what should I get for a rifle for maple seed? Those are the ones that I recommend, because one, they're cheap, and two, you can get into it, and they're pretty reliable, pretty accurate.
They're accurate enough where
so-
it's you that is.
Right. It's the problem. Right. If you do want to go with a semi, though, I always suggest people, go with the Savage Mark II. Again, it's pretty cheap, and
If they're gonna go with a bolt.
or sorry, did I say bolt? Did I say
Yeah.
semi? Yeah, okay. So bolt. Go with the Savage Mark II. Mags, and tube fed, please no, God no. As well as
But you can just get one of these things over here, right?
yeah,
No?
no,
No?
just
Okay.
no. Get it. Don't even
Right.
bring it. Yeah. So
Stay
please
home.
no. Just stay home.
Like, Don't show up to an instant match with a revolver. Don't take a tube fed to a maple seed.
Especially if you don't have any speed letters. I love you guys, but please, I'll just look at it and I'll say, here, take my rifle. What else? Magazines. We always suggest you bring 2, but that means you have to bring 4, because you know what happens with 2 magazines.
You find out
lose
that
one
one doesn't
and-
feed.
Right. So one doesn't feed, the other one you lose. You can't find it. Whatever. It falls over the firing line, and you're not going to go and retrieve it while they're in the middle of the course of fire. So, yeah. So we recommend you have at least 4 of them. Slings. So we have loaner slings. Adriel did a fantastic job of making some
Like
really
100 or
cheap
so.
nylon
Just like 100.
slings.
Just like
What?
100 slings.
Yeah.
Ish.
So there are YouTube videos on how to make these slings really, really cheap, but you can also order ours online too, except for we don't have any, but we will after Christmas, because we're getting our delivery then. So we're going to have a crap ton. You don't have to have anything high tech. All you need is just a 2-point sling that you can make a cup with, a loop sling.
And an H buckle. Like,
Magpul.
there's a lot of slings out there that don't have the stuff
Yeah.
you need. Magpul's got that. What's theirs called? Rifleman sling. And then
yeah,
there's some of
I think it's
the M1 Garand USGI slings on eBay and that kind of stuff as well.
And you can get them pretty cheap. So either on eBay, there is also on Amazon.ca. There's a couple that are there too. The USGI one is there. I do know that, but they don't have them all the time. Marstar as well has it. Not all the time though. We have them, but not all the time. So as I said, you can go and do also the research where you can actually get them made, or you can actually get a loaner from us, take the maple seed, and figure out if you like it or not, and then go and buy one, because you're going to like it anyways. Ammo, well, here's the deal. So most people, let's be honest,
match
most
ammo,
people,
right? That, like, because it's a
Yeah.
match, so I take my match.
I'm
ammo
going to
it.
actually make a suggestion with that as well. So if you're going to a maple seed, and just like you're not going to be bringing your tube fed, you're not going to bring things like I don't know,
Winchester Wildcat.
Thunder. Yeah, God, please no. or the bucket of bullets, or the Remington is a sponsor of ours, so thank you. But if you want to be able to have, because of
Your
reliability,
concern is reliability. It's not the accuracy
Yeah.
difference. It's the reliability that you get out of it.
reliability, but you're also going to go and buy a few different boxes of stuff, and you're going to test it through that particular rifle, because each rifles are finicky, especially 22.
Mhm.
So one of the pieces of advice I saw recently on Gun Nuts was somebody was talking about Maple Seed. He was going to be participating, or he had been participating, and he said, well, what do I need for ammo? And the guy goes, you take whatever, it's flinking, man. No, don't take whatever, just go and test it through your rifle. So there was a lot of people who responded with some good comments, and then there's some people who are just going, don't give advice to somebody if you don't know what the heck you're talking
It
about.
doesn't have to be match
so-
ammo. You don't need like match.
No,
match.
it doesn't have
Just
to be.
reliable.
Okay, it doesn't have to be Ely, although Ely's fantastic. It doesn't have to be, just something that's going to work reliably through your rifle.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So that's it.
Cool.
That's all you really need.
Yeah. One thing I forgot: shotgun for 3-gun. You mentioned like bolt action versus semi. For 3-gun,
Oh, yeah.
get a used 870 every day. Just get a
Yeah.
used 870. The lifter's really nice to load against, and you can chuck a tube on there easily.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Mossberg 500. I'd prefer a Mossberg 500 for the lifter and the loading, but typically Mossberg 500s don't allow a tube to go on. You got to switch out to like a 590, and then you're above the price of a used
Because
870.
it's like a rectangle, right? Like with the Mossberg, it's got like a cavity that's like a rectangle. It's not actually better than that lifter, because the lifter gives you a little bit of a slanted angle to feed the shells down into the tube. So I prefer dual and quad loading with an 870 over a Mossberg.
You find that you got that lifter almost acts like a feed ramp for
Yep.
you?
Exactly.
Interesting. I
Yep.
always just thought the way that the spring pushes down and pushes back, it knocks the shells out of your hands.
No, I prefer having a lifter to force against and guide the shells down. And then same thing. You buy a used 870, you just do a turnaround and sell it afterwards when you get like your fancy Benelli M2 or whatever kind of crazy 3-gun shotgun you get.
Mm.
Luke's disputing and saying Thunderbolts were
Yep.
reliable.
The
and
Thunderbolts are.
Luke
No,
got
we
lucky,
have
man.
a-
Those Thunderbolts are crap.
Yep. Luke, shoot him every weekend, Luke, not once a summer, and then come back and talk to us.
Well, they can be all right. I've got, you know what, the worst
Not so
ammo
much.
I've got by far right now, Winchester Wildcats. I've got a bunch of that Federal Auto Match that is horrible.
God, yeah, that's
It's so
horrible.
bad. It's Auto Match. It's supposed to be good, and it's been terrible for me. Oh, I've got so many. I've got like thousands of rounds of it too, because remember when I got that stuff on deal, I paid 4 cents a round for that 22 ammo. So I like cleared their shelf off. Anyways,
Of course you did.
I digress.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Sorry? No, I was just gonna say, yeah, no, if you see a good deal, you buy a lot of it, but if you don't know it's gonna work, you just waste it.
then it's pointless.
Oh, no,
If you get shoes that are on sale that don't fit, what was the
maybe
point?
for other people, but for me, it's fine, because I will eventually have a rifle that will run that. I run through enough guns. I will eventually have a gun, probably like a bolt action, something with a decent striker, a decently like hard strike on the rim, and it'll be fine. That's been my issue so far.
Awesome. Anything else, Kelly, before we jump into ORPS?
No. All I just want to say is, please, God, for the love of God, don't bring a Kui single shot or a tube fed or. Yeah, that's about it.
And I would like to add, read the emails that were sent to you, please.
Because we
Please,
do.
with sugar on top
As
for
an
me.
organizer, Trevor beseeches you. Please read the emails.
Yes.
Please. Please.
And I
Please,
will look you in the eye when you ask me a question and say, that was in the email. I'm that guy. Because after you get asked the same question over and over that you've already answered preemptively to save time, you get jaded and tired. So Read your freaking emails. Okay, or PS. My suggestion: used equipment production. Stay in production, and there's a cap. You don't have to go all the way to the cap, but you can stay way under the cap by staying in production and buying used equipment. I got after tax and shipping, almost a $600 scope from Adriel for a lot less than that. And you certainly don't need to go that route. Like I started off with
you wouldn't be in production because production optics have to be under the cap MSRP.
Yes. So
your screaming deal
so in
doesn't.
production you could use that. You could still use that scope. That Diamondback is allowed in production because of the MSRP price.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. You have to watch your MSRP anyways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you go for a bolt or a semi? I haven't shot it. I haven't actually shot an ORPS match yet, so I don't know how precise the targets are.
The times are generous enough that you can do it with a bolt. I've been beat by a bolt on a couple of occasions. Matt Travers beat me at the last match of the year by one hit, by the way.
Still beat you though.
I know winning is winning, whether you win by an inch or you win by a mile. It doesn't actually say that on the score sheet that he beat me by one. Actually, it does.
Mm-hmm.
It does say that. Okay, I digress.
Bolt?
It doesn't matter because get what you want. The only reason why, I mean, cost-wise, get what's cheap. You're trying to get in on the cheap, get a Norinco bolt. Doesn't matter. You can do the sport with either one. I don't like to disrupt my natural point of aim, but you don't always get to acquire a nice natural point of aim in ORPS because you're in awkward positions. So I'm indifferent. Get what you can afford. If you can afford a semi and you prefer a semi, get that. If it means I either buy this bolt or I don't get in, buy the bolt. We're trying to do it on the cheap, so sometimes bolts are cheaper. But get something that is quick and easy to reload. Don't get something that is obscure and you'll never find a magazine for. I believe they're called clips.
Max
22 World.
Do they have max round counts in ORPS? Like, do you just need like one 10-round clip?
It's 10 per stage. No, it's 10 per stage. So sometimes it's like shoot these 3 targets with 2 rounds each. That's 6, and then make up your 4 somewhere else, kind of thing.
Okay, so you don't need to reload. And you don't need 25-round mags or anything like that.
It sometimes it dictates what you're going to do. So sometimes you do reload.
Okay. All right. What kind of supporting materials do you need? Sling, bipod, bags?
Bags, which you can make yourself. Get a pair of jeans, sew them up, fill them with sand or rice. Slings, yep. Which you can just make one of your own homemade maple seed slings. So problem solved there. Bipod, get one off Amazon or eBay. Get some Chinesium for $10. Run it till you break it.
Won't take long. But do you have one of the? I have both the Chinesium Harris style and the Chinesium Atlas style. The Atlas one is going to break on me for sure, like right away. The Harris one has been ticking for a while, for years.
I got a UTG. Wouldn't you say that's Chinesium?
Yeah. But like, which style is it? Like the Harris style or Atlas style, or?
I'd say it's Atlas style because I'm just not familiar with Atlas style, but I am familiar with my Harris, and it's not like my Harris. It doesn't have the springs on the side, So I guess I'll go. I don't know if it's Atlas, but it's not Harris.
Cool.
Okay.
Ammo? Do you run fancy stuff?
Oh, I certainly do.
What would you recommend for someone just starting out? Just CCI standard velocity? Do you run high velocity?
Nope. You absolutely run high velocity because you're shooting a 22 out to 100 in the wind, and you will suffer with standard velocity. So get the best hyper super velocity whatever ammo you can afford.
Blazer 22.
Yeah, but Blazer is a knockoff of standard. I don't think Blazer is
it's
fast
high velocity.
enough.
Blazer
is it?
22
Well, the
is high
Blazer
velocity.
is, and it's good.
Mm-hmm. I get good results out of Blazer. Blazer 22 ammo.
Me too.
It's CCI.
Got
it's
no
just,
complaints. Yeah, that's right. It's made by CCI.
Mine. Yeah.
Yours doesn't like the Blazer?
Aguila. Nope.
I kind of like not having to handle lead.
Ely.
I like the copper plated ones.
I like copper plated as well. Yeah. Oh.
Neat.
Okay.
Cool.
I think we
All
can use
right.
4. Now, whenever someone asks, like, what do I need to get into IPSC or get into 3-gun or get into Maple Sea, we can just point them to this podcast at this part, and they can just watch it, and we're all
Go
good.
back and
Why don't
listen
you
to
make this one of those,
do the
'Cause
cut.
it's
What's
too
the
long.
main topic? Maybe I cut it anyways. We'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah. How you could make it? You could cut it into three or four sections, right?
One for each.
3 or 4 smaller
things.
videos.
Yeah.
So, okay.
For the love of God, don't bring your Cooey single shot. That's all I have to say.
Listener feedback YouTube version, other than all of us yelling at Luke for recommending that ammo. Rick Crane jumped on, wanted to know if I talked about buying the gun back yet.
Yes, he did.
Anybody see any burning questions or comments?
No, we've been covering them as we go. Thunderbolts are still crap, and so is automats.
We just ignited a war in the comments about ammo and 22 ammo reliability.
Yeah, and Brian Rance, I told him he was a beast because he's actually looking up all the deals for Black Friday. For Black Friday right now. Savage A22 at Cabela's for $299 mail-in rebate. He says so. And Doug Rodenbush, he was talking about Trevor, and he said that Trevor's old. Just basically, he says that.
I will fight you, Doug.
Yeah, Trevor, your newfound humility and is disarming and a direct result of the degree of maturity attended it when you reached the age of 50. He says.
I'm not 50. You're 60. I will fight you. The whole idea is to get you disarmed. When you're not looking, I'll sucker punch you in the back of the ear.
Adriel also needs to adopt a standard response. Thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken, and that's from him as well.
I like that. I love Doug. What else we get in there? Somebody told me, was it Brett? Brett says that the superlative gas block will actually do both. Yep. It will bleed off or choke off. So that's cool. I did not know. What I did to test Initially, I had a brand new unused gas tube. So I put the tube in the gas block and then screwed the screw all the way in and started to blow into the gas tube and then unscrewed it one click at a time until air started to come out of the gas tube. Yeah, so cool. All right, let's move into our regular listener feedback, which of course is brought to us by show sponsor Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearm refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, Cerakote finishes, rust bluing, and wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearms accessories, optics, and more at www.dcgunsmith.ca. Follow Armory DC Gunsmith on Facebook at facebook.com/Armory DC Gunsmith, and also on Instagram /Armory DC Gunsmith. And tomorrow is the Black Friday sale that we've been pimping, so be sure to go to the website, the Facebook, the Instagram to check out all the stuff that is on sale for Black Friday. First one comes to us from Travis. He says, "Hi guys, thought I'd throw out a question to chew on. Wasn't able to make it happen this past season, but hoping next year to break into IPSC/PCC IPSC world, where here in the Maritimes, complete my black badge course in the spring and be more involved in our shooting sports in general now that we're more settled here. The IPSC bit will be all new to me, but the discipline looks similar to other competitions I've competed in, just with greater rule set, using only a single firearm type. My question is this: to make my initial splash, what handgun should I buy /trade/borrow to start off with? Within reason, a Phoenix may be a bit of a stretch just yet. Something basic, upgradable, but easy enough to learn to shoot, properly and consistently. The answer is a U Shadow 1.
Right.
I've been wanting and seem to be able to sufficiently shoot when I borrow one, a SIG 320. Well,
no,
I've owned two. It's not an IPSC gun. However, my gut says I should choose a basic Glock. Mags would be conveniently interchangeable for my FX9 PCC. You're not wrong, as they are proven reliable and easy to shoot upgrade platforms. Or should I stick with my so far already unowned already owned and broken in super trusty Turkey Canik TP9 SA that I feel I can shoot reasonably well, Aftermarket bits are scarce to find and hard to find, and they haven't seemed to make much of a splash in the sporting world. Or is there another option I should consider? Appreciate any input. You guys do a great job every week. Look forward to listening and tuning in when I can. Keep up the good work, and don't be afraid to run off script occasionally. That's where some of the best content comes from. Thanks, Travis. So I would start off with your Canik. When you talk about upgrades, remember it's a production gun. There's certain things you can and certain things you can't do. It's covered in the rulebook. It's covered in the Black Badge manual. One thing you're allowed to do now to your Canik is reduce the trigger weight to 3.5 pounds. As you said, good luck finding parts for a Canik to do that with. If you decided to replace the Canik, choosing a Glock is not a bad idea. You can upgrade the sights. There's a million different options, and they're all affordable. And you're allowed to tune the trigger on the Glock, provided it stays at a consistent 3.5 pounds.
But why
and
bother?
The aftermarket support. The aftermarket support, because he wants to. The aftermarket support for the Glock trigger is phenomenal. So you've got access and price for those parts. So if you do decide to go with the Glock, because your Glock and your FX9 would share mags, that's brilliant. You can clean up the trigger. You can replace the sights. Holsters are plentiful. Mag pouches are plentiful. So actually, getting a Glock may be a good idea.
Why not? Why not
But if
just
you really
run
wanna-
why not just run the Canik for a little bit?
Because he wants to be able to tune up the gun, and there are no
Get a
parts to
Shadow
tune up the
1
gun.
Then
Right.
Get a Shadow 1 and tune that up.
Get a Shadow 1. Yep.
'Cause
Sell the
But-
pick and
The argument against the Shadow 1 is he would need a new set of mags. If he bought a Glock instead and learned to shoot it and tuned it, then he would need one set of mags for two guns. I support that plan.
he's right.
But Shadow mags are $30 each. And
Nope.
yeah.
Yeah, one time you found them for
Do
$30.
you want me,
I want
do you
to
want me to
see-
find them again? Do you want me to find them again?
Yes. Yes.
Oh God! Didn't
How-
you get them at Tenda?
Yeah, I'm sure that they're still selling them for $29.
But then he still needs to buy Glock mags at $40 or $45 for his FX9.
$29.99 for Mekgar Shadow 1 mags.
He would need two sets of mag pouches, one for the Shadow mags, one for the Glock mags. If he goes with the Glock,
If
it's one set of mags.
if he's gonna run
one set of mag
PCC
pouches.
and run the FX9, yes.
It's all Glock.
Yeah.
It's all Glock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stick with
if you're gonna shoot both, like I don't know where Travis is. If he's in New Brunswick or whatever, you guys are running a bunch of PCC and pistol, and you're allowing people to run through both, right? If you can't
If,
do that, you got to pick one. You got to pick running PCC or
Right.
running the pistol.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but don't hold back. Don't let not having the Glock or the Shadow stop you from taking the Black Badge. As long as you got mags, holster, and pouches, and an appropriate holster, take your Black Badge with the Canik.
Yep.
Don't let
Yep.
Don't let the fact that it's a Canik stop you.
Tyson from Wolverine Supplies has been running a Canik for all his IPSC shooting, and he's doing fine with it.
There you go. So you might reach out to Wolverine to find out if they can get some parts.
Or
Really?
ask Tyson, go on Instagram, find him, and just to be like, "Yo, what'd you do to your Canik to make it run?"
Yep.
Yep.
Tyson from Wolverine Supplies on Instagram.
I'm remembering the right
Awesome.
guy, right?
All right.
He's running. Yeah.
Yes,
okay,
you are.
Good. Yeah.
You are. Yep. Yep. Who would like to take the one from Roy?
I'll take it from Roy. He says, "Hi, folks. After 8 weeks of paper shuffling back and forth, I finally got my first own handgun. I've shot quite a lot of different club pistols. I bought a Shadow 2. Yes, I saved up and got a nice shooter. I would like to start to compete in some club level dynamic matches, IPSC style. I thought dry firing might be beneficial, but I don't want to learn bad techniques or strange habits. I have learned and practiced at the safety rules and even have had a bit of training by a certified instructor. Do you folks find any benefit in dry firing aids like the Mantis X or any other laser type cartridges devices? Thanks, Roy."
Not for where he's at right
So-
now. I would go take a course or
Nope.
something first, because those you're not going to be able to diagnose or self-diagnose.
Your habits
The-
and what you're doing.
The Mantis X is going to show you that you're making mistakes, but it's not going to show you how to correct them. And you may change your grip this way and that way to correct it, but it may still actually be wrong. it may lead to another problem that hasn't revealed itself in dry fire, but certainly will in live fire. So stay away from those things for now. I have a version of the Mantis X. Don't even bother using it. I dry fire all the time. I've got kind of a training plan that works right now.
Although, I was just going to say, Matthew loved it.
Yeah, he also doesn't practice or shoot much or train much.
Great
He loved
point.
it, but he played with it for a couple hours and that's it. I don't know any serious IPSC shooters who use them for their dry fire. They're cute, they're fun at first. The novelty wears off fast.
What you probably get more use out of is those little targets that you put on the wall and aim at.
Absolutely.
Do your
So the
transition.
whole idea of the Mantis X is to teach you to press the trigger straight back without disrupting the pistol. You can get the same feedback from your front sight if you know what you're looking for.
If you know what you're looking for.
Well, here's what you're looking for. When you press the trigger rather, if the front sight moves, there you go. There's your feedback, and you didn't spend the money it cost to get a Mantis X. Get somebody to show you how to grip the gun and press the trigger straight back in such a way that the front sight doesn't move. I just saved you hundreds of dollars. Send me 50, we'll call it even.
Yeah. I think stuff like Mantis X or the laser ones, they're good for showing like a real newbie, like giving them a little bit of feedback, but you need to pair that with an instructor or someone who is using it and needs to use it. Like the laser ones. Sometimes I get people before I go out to the range. I'll get them to my place and I'll show them some of them like how the guns work. And the sights on a pistol, sometimes they're like aiming too high. I'm like, oh, that doesn't look right. Put the laser bullet in there and show them with that. Oh, that's where it's gonna. Okay, I need to align my sights like this, so it can be good for that kind of stuff. If they can't quite get the.
It's almost more of an instructor's tool than it is a newbie's tool.
Yeah, I would say so. At least you get the most benefit out of it like that, because when you're first starting off, you just don't know what you're looking at, right?
Yeah. So.
He's doing all this other stuff is really good though. His practicing of the safety rules and that kind of thing, a little bit of training by a certified instructor, fantastic. That's all the right kind of stuff.
Yep.
I would jump right into if he's shot that Shadow 2 and knows how to shoot it. I would just jump straight into a black badge.
Yep. Before my black badge, I was taking video of myself drawing, gripping the pistol, reloading, taking pictures of how I was holding the pistol and sending it to other instructors and getting feedback that way too. So those are all things that you can do.
Ooh, that's fancy.
So,
I mean, that's what Stoker does with his practical
training group
thing there.
Training group.
Yeah.
My favorite training group story is Freshnet Crane, Jeremy Crane. We've talked about him here on the show. He's watched us live lots of times. He's a member of IPSC New Brunswick. Super nice guy. Anyway, great guy. He's a guy I told the story before. I was in the middle of teaching something in my arrow class, and he walked up to show me a Ben Steger video in the middle of the class. At the front of, Trevor, have you seen this? And he goes, oh man, take your pills and sit down. My favorite training group story is Jeremy's. He paid whatever it is, like $500 a year, to have them critique your videos. And his feedback was, if you're going to waddle fast.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, show me on the doll where the internet hurt you, Jeremy. If you're going to waddle fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waddle fast.
I'll insult you for free, man. Like, you don't need to pay somebody that much money to get insulted.
They also have a bunch of videos.
Although people like it.
They also have a bunch of videos on what to do and that kind of thing, or
of course,
things to get into.
Yeah.
I've been curious about it. I'm just not into IPSC enough to take myself to that level.
Yeah. I am. I have a whole new fire in my belly now that I got this gun, because there's a whole bunch. I'm learning to shoot IPSC all over again. It's so different. I went from striker fire to single action, and now I've got a double action, single action with a dot. Oh, dude. The struggle is real. So this next one comes to us from M14 Medic, aka John Rogers. John here from the Gunning Around with Sean and John. So that's that new podcast that we've been
This is a
talking
shameless
about.
plug, I think, is what this is.
I
It
think it is.
absolutely a shameless plug.
That's
I
all
will
right.
email the show. They will read it, and therefore I have received a commercial on Slamfire Radio.
Perfect.
So
Well
Like,
done.
it's
Well
free.
done.
Hello.
it's not
He's a
just
smart
John.
man.
It's John here from Gunning Around with Sean and John.
TM.
Yeah.
I've been getting caught up on podcasts while getting some windshield time in for work. I just wanted to drop a line and say thanks for the shout out / plug. Our downloads took a big jump after that, and I just wanted to say thanks. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I do have a few comments. I do want to preface this, my goodness, by saying I'm only 20% as knowledgeable as I think I am. Trevor, 7.62 by 40 sounds pretty cool. I hope you enjoy your new 30 carbine. It is way more stankier than a 30
I love
carbine.
this next one.
Adrian,
Adrian.
says Adrian. I predict that we will
He's
meet
watching
up.
too.
I
Hey,
predict
John.
that we will meet up at least one Maple Seed event this spring /
I
summer,
predict
and I'm
as
looking
well.
forward to shaking your hand and perhaps doing some 12-ounce curls. Kelly, somebody want to explain that to me?
I think it's drinking beer.
It's beer. 12
Oh,
ounces.
ounces of
beers,
Okay, very
girl.
good. All right.
Like, why am I explaining this to you? You don't know that?
All right. Nope, never heard that before.
I just figured it out.
That's like I had never heard the range lawyer bit before. So,
Oh, okay.
Kelly, I've been creeping on your Facebook. Keep it up. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Dear. Okay.
Any plans for a Western trip this year?
Yes.
If not, I may have to head east. Oh my goodness, he is creeping on you. Don't make me do it.
Oh, we would love you to come out east. Oh, that would be bad because he would be Gallon. It'd be the marriage between John and Gallon again. They're like brothers from another mother.
Wonderful.
Yeah. He's fantastic. Hey, John, he's watching. I really do
Muzzle-
like.
Muzzleloader hunting. Real black powder doesn't burn; it explodes. Yeah, well, we covered that. Unlike smokeless powder, which burns, black powder maxes out at 21,000 psi. The reason there's a max load is because at a certain point, unexploded powder just pukes out the muzzle.
muzzle.
Smoke pull is because it does build. Smoke pull substitutes
Are closer.
are closer to smokeless than black, and the generally accepted max load is because it does build pressure in excess of the 21K if you stuff enough in the barrel of your smoke pull. Side note: the Thompson Center Pro Hunter likes 150 grains of 777 pellets and spits a 355 Hornady XTP at 2,010 feet per second, just a little slower than I shoot the same bullet out of my Smith & Wesson X-Frame in 460. Oh my. In the wise words of Red Green, keep your stick on the ice, John. Awesome email. Poorly read, but well written. Who would like to take the one from
I'll take
Phil?
Phil. It's because it's the shortest one. It's the last one. Greetings, Slamfire people. Trevor, has there been any follow-up to your FX9 out of battery issues? This past Saturday at my local range, a guy further down the line from me had an FX9 fail to eject the spent casing, flip it 180 degrees, and the next round sent it into the chamber backwards. I couldn't help but think of you while watching him play an impromptu game of Operation. Thanks for everything. That sounds like a hard extraction to fix.
Oh,
To have the case go around the other way. How far into the chamber would it make it? Not that far.
No, because it's tapered, right?
Yeah,
The 9mm is tapered, so the chamber would be tapered, so it's not going all the way in because the widest part of the case is the head.
Case on the way in.
Yeah.
That might lock it up. Interestingly.
Yep.
Yeah. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah, you need a rod if the bolt slams the bullet into the brass case and then pushes it into the chamber, gets stuck. You're pushing it out with a rod, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now, okay. So to that, early models of the FX9 required a modification that you would do yourself to the bolt near around the extractor on the bolt. There's videos on YouTube. I believe it was Gavin from the Canadian Patriot podcast that pointed that out to me. So go to YouTube and search up FX9 bolt modification, and it just involves filing a surface up near the extractor. I think you take the extractor out and then you file a surface, and then it helps with that. So that might be caused by that problem. So you can look for that. Pictures online in a video. The follow-up has been FX9 contacted me and gave me all the information I needed to return mine to Wolverine for warranty repair. And then they followed up to know if I sent it yet. And I said, no, it's I have not sent it yet. I've been busy. And they were like, great, just following up. So Wolverine is essentially expecting it. I was holding off because of the election. I didn't want it to be in Wolverine's hands when and if there was a ban.
Yep.
So I'm going to speak to the folks at Wolverine and have a candid, frank conversation. Is there a fix to this problem? I know it's doing it. You know it's doing it. I'm not going to send you the gun so you can figure out if it's doing it. It's doing it. I can take a video of me pulling the trigger out of battery and the hammer falling, proving that it's doing it. So we know it's doing it. So I'm not sending you my gun for you to confirm that it's doing it. I'm sending the gun when FX9 acknowledges there's a problem and they've designed and built new parts and are going to replace some parts of my gun to make this stop. That's when I'm going to send you the gun. I'm not mailing you the gun for the sake of mailing you the gun. So until I have that conversation with the folks at Wolverine, the gun is staying on the wall.
Okay.
If you would like to send us an email, please do so by sending it to slamfireradio@gmail.com.
Or
Time
if you
for-
have a podcast to
pitch,
You know.
plug.
You would like us to plug
pitch.
to help you with your numbers, yeah.
Yeah.
We got the best
If
numbers.
you really want your numbers to go up, you have one of us on. That's how we really, this week on Slamfire, Kelly's on, and people are this week on John and Sean and John.
Kelly.
They're having Gallon on. Really? They are.
That's probably not going to help their viewers.
The listenership?
I think they're too young to be going full Gallon at this point. I think they need to establish a base. Like, we can afford to lose a couple of hundred listeners every week because we get a couple of hundred new ones every week. Like, it's not really going to hurt. But yeah, I don't know if I would bring out the Gallon already. Gallon sleeping, wake them up.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Wow.
I was supposed to yell "Good morning, Vietnam" for one of my students during the intro.
Too late.
Damn.
You can do it
Yeah.
now. Just yell it out.
Yeah.
No,
During the outro.
Stop
No.
sleeping.
it's not the same. You got to do it at the beginning and say good morning at the end. You say good night at the end, like good night, Kelly.
Mm.
I was also supposed to make a reference to. I was going to work on one of my obscure references to see if somebody would catch it. I'll do it next time. So I got some shout outs, and the first one goes to Casper. So thank you for the springs. He hooked me up with some springs for my Redback. And to Derek Merriweather, who gave me a bag of vintage 9mm at the last match. And I forgot to shout him out last week because I forgot about the fact that I had the ammo because I was in the middle of a conversation when he came by and he didn't want to interrupt. He was very polite, just came by and stuck out his hand, and I got the bag of ammo and, oh, thanks, man, and put it in my range bag. And that's where it stayed until like yesterday when I was cleaning up my range bag. I was like, oh, yeah, Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek gave me this 9mm.
So a lovely addition to my ammunition collection.
There's your reference.
Where is that ammunition?
There's your reference. This will make a lovely addition to my collection.
Yeah.
My ammo collection is in the basement. Somebody knocked it over, and I've yet to put it all back up.
It needs to be
Put it in an
rectified
ice
right
cream
now.
bucket.
It's in a shoebox size Rubbermaid container.
Also acceptable.
And I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but Possibilita gave me a really cool addition to the collection. It's a 303 round loaded with a round lead ball used for riot control in prisons. It was shot out of a smoothbore Lee Enfield.
Just a kind of kill.
Yeah, riot control. Just hit him with a lead ball out of a 303.
Yeah, we don't fire. Never mind. Okay, go ahead.
Nope, not that thing. Not anymore.
No.
So that's it. Anybody else have any shoutouts?
Adriel, do you got one? You don't have anything listed, but I do. I just wanted to say to all the CCFR gang that met up on Friday, I really love hanging out with my gun people. I really, really do. It was a good time. So it was Tracy, Robert, Lori, Greg, Sue, and Mario. We got a chance to actually hear him play. And it was good. Gonna go and eat smoked meat at Smoked Meat Pete's with Mario sometime soon. It was good. Cool. Yeah. Yay.
So no new Patreonies this week, and we were supposed to do our bonus episode last night, and I struck out trying to get a guest on. So reach out to us if you would like to be on the next Patreon episode. Please send us an email at slamfireradio@gmail.com. And if you would like to become a Patreon and help keep the lights on here at the Slamfire Studios, you can do so by going to www.patreon.com/slamfireradio. And any little bit helps, and you will receive swag and bonus content. Eventually, you will receive the bonus content. You also get to be the director, star, and executive producer of your own podcast.
Wow. And then we'll mention you on our podcast, and you'll get downloads. And
no, I mean, they will be the executive producer, star, and host of a Patreon episode.
I know.
So, now you've confused people. They think we're going to be starting their podcasting careers.
Trying to be funny. Didn't work. Okay,
keep trying. No, keep trying. Swing and a miss is okay. You know, I mean, if you yeah, you had a slam fire. Yeah, that's what we do here. All right. So you can also show your support for the show by going to Cabela's through our website. If you're going to Cabela's anyway, there's stuff on sale. But if you go there by
you can buy your rifle through our link, get the discount, and we can get money.
What she said. Also, join one of our national firearms associations, such as the CCFR or just the CCFR. Oh, the idiots at the NFA sent me a letter today.
Sent me one too. It's in my trash can.
Remember that thing I did with that banner that time? I might do that. I might take a big old P on the NFA letter and videotape it and send it to them. Take a hint, morons.
Well, we don't want to give you money. Okay, and let's just close this puppy out.
I'm trying, but you keep interrupting, Matthew. Check us out on Gun Owners of Canada. We got a little home over there. Do it again. I swear to God, I'm gonna pistol whip you.
Kind of hard to
in
do.
the ribs with a tank
on the internet. You can't pistol whip someone over the internet, Trevor.
You can't.
I'm listen. I'm holding it all in. Right. Normally I pour alcohol on this hate, but I think I'm just gonna let it simmer and release it in person when I see you assholes next. Yep. Like us on Facebook. We're closing the gap on homeless children a little more every week. And actually, we went down. I think maybe somebody doesn't think the orphanage joke is funny.
Maybe it was my off-color comment when I closed out the show last time.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps. If it wasn't for off-color comments, you wouldn't have any comments. Your comments would be black and white. Or I guess black and white is off-color.
Off-color.
Okay. Wow, we're killing it. All right, 2,225. Go like us on Facebook, please. Help Kelly feel better about herself. Until next week.
I'm fine about myself. Thank you very much.
But more likes helps.
Yeah.
Keep the likes coming, folks.
Keep the likes coming. All right. See you next week, everybody.
Goodbye. Bye.